Hey, what's up, guys? We are back again to play the Void spell in Clash Royale. So, the Void just got entered into the game, and it's pretty interesting because it is their first spell that Clash Royale has decided to add in a long time. So, we're going to go and collect it real quick, and we're trying to get it upgraded. So, as you can see, it is an epic card. I really thought it was rare for whatever reason. It looked like it was a rare theme almost with its square. I don't know why. I expected higher rarity cards to not be like square, kind of like legendaries or champions. I've been looking at legendaries and champions too much, I guess. Every single new card that they've been adding has been a legendary champion, so it's refreshing to see a brand new card that is not. So we're going to go and put the Void in instead of arrows in most of our decks. And the way that I think you play Void, just cursory look, is you drop the Void, you force out your opponent to drop bait cards inside the Void, because the way the Void works is it does a couple different ticks. So it will do a lot of damage if there aren't many units inside. It does more damage when there's only one unit inside. When there's 2 to 4 units inside, it does less damage. And then if there's over 4 units, there's 5 units inside, then it does its lowest amount of damage. That can only kill spear goblins and skeletons. First one, if there's only 1 unit inside, it can kill a Sparky. So it seems really broken. For me, a 3 elixir spell that can kill a Sparky, pretty unfair. I think that also when you're defending against it, from what I saw, is if you end up missing the first wave, because it does so much damage in the first wave, just like, you know, how poison has different ticks. This also has a tick. Its first tick does so much damage to range cards that it's almost not even worth trying to defend. So if they get the first tick off successfully on top of your range card, like a Musketeer, usually I don't try to defend it. I think I just let the Musketeer go. Anyway, we're going to be trying this out and seeing how this goes. We're going to try a ton of different decks. And yeah, first off, let's go and try to upgrade a whole bunch of stuff and see if we can get it. Because it, you know, would be really nice to be able to get some epic cards really quick and max it out a bit faster. Legendaries. All right, we're going to get some epics here. Ooh. Convert into random cards. We want to do that? Probably not. We'll wait a little bit on that. For rares, it doesn't matter. And I think we can use our epics right now, but the reason why I'm not using the epics immediately is because when you're trying to level up your cards for the first time, you want it to be as low as possible. If it's as low as possible, then there's a possibility of you getting the epic cards. The more epic cards of a certain card that you have, the less likely you are to get it. So if you have like one not maxed out at all, at the lowest possible threshold, you are more likely to capture that card than any other card in the game. So that's why we're not using our magic items on it immediately. You don't want to use your magic items to upgrade it as quick as you can. You're really bad, actually. All right. We get anything good? No. We're really looking for some voids so we can at least get to level 7 or 9. And if we can get it to level 9, then we can play with it and push up. I think it's actually level 11 tournament standard. So, all right, I think we're just going to use it. Go and use some of our wild cards here. Leveling it up. I think we can level it up practically for free. I don't think I have to spend any money on this at all, which is really cool. Most of the time you have to spend money to upgrade your stuff, but if you just have a lot of wild cards that you've saved up and you're completely maxed account, you can just kind of like level it up for free almost. See how far we can get it. I'm not spending any money. I haven't spent money to upgrade any of the cards recently. Little Prince, I didn't really spend any money. For the latest cards, I just haven't. So I've just been able to upgrade them for free using my magic items that I've been hoarding as a surplus. All right, we're gonna use that. Boom. And then we are level 13. And then, wait, can we just straight up go all the way up? Level 14 right now. If we use a book, we just go to 14, right? Wow, it's that easy. Ah. Okay. I didn't expect it to be that easy. And then, where are we on this? Oh, we need to max that out, though. That's kind of rough. We need a lot more cards to max that out. So, I guess we're just going. Guys. We're going to try to max it out today. Completely all the way. I mean, we might not need to. We might not need to max it out. I don't think we're going to hit Ultimate Champion in one sitting. But it would have been possible. So, yeah, we have all these season rewards where I think if we max it out today, that would make me pretty happy. Do you think there's any shot that I can max it out right now on stream? Or do you think I'm going to have to wait or hit higher Ultimate Champion to do it? I don't know how many elite wild cards I get from Clash Royale. I guess we're going to find out, right? We're spamming. We're printing. Look at us go. I'm just grinding through these chests. Like, no big deal. First spell takes skill? No, this is an overpowered spell, bro. This is definitely not a spell that takes skill. My guy is so optimistic. That's funny. Yeah, it's going to be beyond broken. Wizard doesn't seem very strong right now, but they messed up the balances, so I can't play Wizard today. I have to wait for them to rebalance it and make some changes. Also, if you guys enjoy these type of streams where I play the new cards as soon as they come out and max them out, definitely drop a like on the video. It allows me to do these more frequently. I just did a stream at 1 a.m. in the morning. I did the end of the season, and now we're doing a brand new stream showcasing the brand new spells with a lot of different decks. If you guys do enjoy this, definitely drop a like, subscribe. You know, you guys know the deal. Yeah, liking the video does go a long way. Hopefully we can get this maxed out. It takes so many elite wildcards to get a card from 14 to 50 now, which is quite tragic if you ask me. They're going so fast right now. Please just give me enough elite wildcards. I didn't upgrade anything, or I didn't like go through this last time. Oh, did it just glitch? Hopefully it didn't just glitch. All right, I was going too fast. Watch it just like kick me out of Clash Royale. Dude, Danny, thank you for the $20 dono, my guy. Dang, I feel like I don't deserve that, and I really, really appreciate it, my guy. Insane. All right, we're so close, right? We should be able to get it. We should be able to get enough elite wildcards for it to be completely maxed out. I think we can. I think we can. There's no reason for us not to, right? We just... How many chests have we opened up? If this doesn't give me an elite wildcard, I'm going to cry. I'm going to, like, ask the developers of Clash Royale to go step on a Lego, man. They deserve the worst penalty possible. Making me step all the way up to level 15 by spending money can't be me, man. There's no reason. All right. I haven't spent money on this game besides Clash Royale, and I buy Clash Royale every season. That's all I do. I think that's the best thing to do. Like, generally their offers are pretty terrible. Like, imagine spending $30 to max it out. Could not be me. All right, please work. All right. We're so close, right? We're almost all the way through this. I've been printing chests, guys. Printing with Clash Royale. I feel like I'm a Clash Royale ad right now. What is happening? We're so close. All for my lover, Jakey Boo, says Danny. Thank you for the 20, man. Right. I think we're probably close enough, right? We've been opening up chests for a hot second. Oh, is this everything? Wow, there's still more. What the heck? All right. Yeah, I'm getting a champion. It doesn't even matter. Remember when OJ did the video? He went straight for opening the chest? Dude, I did too. Just going for the chest real quick for the one time. Try to get as much as we possibly can. Hopefully, maybe we can get enough elite wild cards here. Watch us be like 15 short or something. I think it's going to be something stupid. All right. We did it. We opened up everything. I think that was a solid 8 minutes of chest openings, which is ridiculous. Please. Oh, let's go. Level 15 already. Light work. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We have the card already maxed out within 8 minutes of opening up our game. I didn't even play. Who needs these? Who needs those? Not I. But I'm glad that they added those into the game. Let's go and unlock all the banners. I think the banners are actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy that they're Wizard themes. I think Wizard has some of the best artwork in the game. Y'all let me know what you guys think, if you like the Wizard artwork or not. I still think that should be Phoenix, the one that I'm using right now. I think that's undefeated artwork. It's just by far the best. But I do like this season's artwork. I also like Harry Potter, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. Not the card, just the theme. Like the actual Harry Potter. Fiery knowledge. Wow, that sounds so nerdy. It's like, y'all better go and study in the library because you're going to become a fiery wizard. You're going to be flaming everyone in existence. All right. Wow, everything's just scholar and like school related themes. All right, interesting. So we unlocked all the banners. Could use some of this. We'll probably change it for the wizard. Kind of cool. I like that. See if we can use maybe a different banner for this season. Is there anything else good? I don't know if we love that. I like that. Yeah, let's just use this. Wait, what? Why didn't it switch? All right, there we go. Kind of doesn't blend in that well. Like, it doesn't pop. Let's use... Let's just do the intended one. All right, cool. So we got the wizard one, and we're rolling. We're ready to go. It's our season, guys. It's our season. Wait, in the shop, can we get anything of value? Are there any emotes? There's no emotes, but y'all know the customary 18 out of 6 evolution shards. Will I ever be able to use that for anything beneficial? Probably not. Almost certainly not, but it doesn't even matter. That's ridiculous. That's pretty funny. Anyway, let's get down to business and let's test out the brand new card. It is long awaited. Y'all guys have been waiting for this for a while. We're playing against the Brugster. Time to get oiled? Dude, I guess we're going to have to wait and see how good it is. I mean, wait, if we just use the Void on defense against the Hog Rider, does it just die? There's no way. You can just Void on defense against a Hog Rider with the Dagger Duchess and it deletes it. Oh, that's so dumb. That's a +1 elixir trade, guys. And that's a spell. It's already versatile. It's already versatile. That's insane. The amount of damage I just got. Yo, that's wacky. I knew that would happen. I just wanted to show you guys. That's fun. It's a good time. I ready to go Bomber here? Oh, the Bomber just deleted it. How do we do against the Mega Knight? Probably better for us to just chill a little bit. Oh, do we already win? Did we just win without trying? All right, let's do this against E-Barbs and test. For science. For science. For 3 elixir, I did that amount of damage. That's crazy. Now I don't even have to respond. I'm pretty sure that does a lot more than it should. All right, he loses the Hog Rider with no damage again, right? Aw, I got a hit. That sucks. All right, anyway, we do end up having a pretty good position where I can go in for a Giant in the back, or I could go for a P.E.K.K.A. A lot of different things that we can do. I think going for a Little Prince is better. We let the Firecracker die to the tower. The Dagger Duchess is still overpowered. Despite her getting a health decrease, Clash Royale didn't really balance her correctly. Like, she's supposed to end up, like, not just a health decrease. She needs a damage decrease. It's too overpowered. All right, we're just going to do it against the Witch and see how this goes. If we zap on the skeletons before they come out, does she just... Yeah, he just loses the Witch. I mean, to be fair, I did spend 5 elixir there. I sent a zap and a Void. But still, like, if you drop Fireball plus Zap, that's 6 elixir. Now Void is 3. So Void plus Zap is going to be 3 elixir plus 2. So it's 5. So it's a little bit less than the 6 elixir that you usually spend with Fireball Zap to kill witches. That's a lot better. Void is pretty practically played in a lot of situations. Maybe this guy just gave up, right? Maybe not. Oh, you know what? What if we force him to drop a Goblin Gang here and then we Evo Zap? What if we force him to drop a Goblin Gang into there? Couldn't he have to drop a Goblin Gang? He's just like, okay, he's just going to eat it. Interesting. We'll go Giant. We're going to 3-crown him for sure. No doubt about it. And we can go for a Bomber on top of the Firecracker and probably be okay. Or maybe not. I guess I was just straight up wrong. So again, this does end up killing skeletons and it does kill bats. Which, it's not necessarily worth it in those type of situations, but it is pretty good. Also, let's like try not to lose this game right now. I wasn't very focused. I was trying kind of testing things for science, and then I realized that I can't just test things for science when we're playing into someone that has Witch, because the Witch is kind of scary right now. Not gonna lie, this is actually really bad gameplay on our end. I was testing things too much. Okay? I realized that I almost threw a game against a player that was not playing the game. He's gonna like Mega Knight on this. He'll lose. Pretty sure that we just go in for a Void and win the game. But man, that was pretty funny. All right, GG. Maybe I should have focused a little bit more. We lost 2,000 HP on our tower when I didn't intend to lose anything, but it's all good. We jump to the next one. All right, so also we get some common cards, getting some more elite wild cards. How many elite wild cards did we actually get from that? Because we were at 35,000. Where did we end up? How many do we have on surplus? We have 4,000 extra. That's it? Wow, guys, it takes so much for elite wild cards. That's insane. I opened up so many chests and I only got a surplus of 4,000. So that means I think I got a total of 19,000 elite wild cards from all of those upgrades and all of those unboxings. That costs so much time and money to upgrade cards. It's really ridiculous. So yeah, I guess that makes sense why a lot of people just spend like the $7 in the shop to upgrade, because it takes a lot of time. Camera's off center. Yeah, I can fix that. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so the Void into the Elixir Collector. Let's test it out. Oh, I should just drop it directly on the Elixir Collector because I think the tower counts as a unit. Yeah, the tower definitely counts as a unit. That's my bad. So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to drop the void directly on top of the elixir collector and not hit the tower. We did that for science and we learned. It's definitely better to just hit the elixir collector and get a positive elixir trade. You do not want to be hitting the tower with a void spell. We learned that. That's another cool thing. So if you guys are wondering, yes, it does count. Could have been unfortunate, I guess. All right, very cool. So now it just kills the giant. Yeah, so after the bats and night witch die, then the void retargets onto the giant, and the giant is solo targeted then, so you do a lot more damage. Void is really strong. Wow. That feels kind of unfair. All right, so I'm going to go in for a bomber here, depending on what he does. He'll have to drop like an Inferno Dragon, most likely. Go for a zap reset. That should give us 3 shots on the tower, and then the Inferno Dragon just dies. So if we think about it, we didn't do the best trade. We dropped a giant and a zap. That's 7 elixir. He dropped 4 elixir. We did get damage. I mean, it's just like not necessarily worth, in my opinion. All right, so we're dropping our void. We want to drop it off to the corner. It just touches the collector like that, and that's a really good trade. That's what we're looking for. So you don't want to end up hitting the tower with your void spell, if you can afford to. At least against things that you want to get maximum damage on, like a Sparky or elixir collector. That's disgusting. Like, you got a terrible trade there. He's gonna probably go for a night witch or something along those lines. He does just lose this giant, guaranteed. So I could go in for a giant in front of this and build up a pretty big push. Since we do have Evolve Bomber, we have Evo Zap. I do like our positioning here. In fact, I think we might just win the game. It'd be pretty hard for him to defend this. Okay, so the Inferno Dragon dies. Very cool. The other thing about Void is it's versatile. It hits air cards. Like, it actually gets value in almost every situation. Now we can Giant at the river and go for a Ghost and then zap him afterward. Because the Phoenix is bound to die, but that's fine. Doesn't matter that much. As long as we can go and kill the bats and zap on him, then we're fine. We're in a really good spot. I will zap here. GG. All right, we'll go for the Void as well. We guarantee that we take the tower. And also, look at the damage that we did to the Dark Prince. Oh my gosh! Dark Prince got deleted on our opponent's side of the map. Fireball doesn't even do that. Fireball and Poison don't do that amount of damage, guys. That's 3 elixir. That's dumb. They really messed up. I don't think they test their cards. Like, I don't think they test their cards at all. There's no reason. There's actually no reason it does this amount of damage. It's so overpowered. It's so overpowered. It's crazy. The spell is broken? Yeah, it's really broken. It took us about 2 games to figure out how to play it. Now we're like, oh, wait, we can just win. Such a dumb thing that you can just win with a spell. Straight up deleting whatever card that they drop on defense. I want to see a building. I really want to see a building right now. Okay. Yeah, I think we can bait out building by itself and then just use it kind of like a pseudo earthquake, but be a better earthquake because it's more versatile. We're definitely going to zap this, obviously, to reset the double Infernos. Yes, I count the Little Prince as an Inferno. Sure, you can get damage here. I'm fine with that. We're going to go in for a Little Prince here as well. Hopefully we don't get our egg fried, my guy. Thank you. Very nice. And now we win. This game is over already. He can't defend this. Impossible. Kind of dropped all of his elixir. I don't think he was playing very well, so... I mean, hey, sometimes people just don't really know what they're doing, and that's one of the instances here. He's probably going to get 3-crowned if I go in for a Phoenix. I really want to see if the Void can kill a card that he drops in the middle right now. All right, Void versus Inferno Dragon. Who would win? Who would win? Definitely the Void. Oh my goodness! Y'all saw that right. We just wrecked an Inferno Dragon for a +1 elixir trade on offense. There is no card in the game that can do that. Not even Lightning. Lightning does not kill Inferno Dragon. Lightning costs double the cost of that freaking Void. And the Void for 3 elixir just killed an Inferno Dragon. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, please. I genuinely don't understand how they thought this was an okay idea. Holy dude. That's so broken. It just killed an Inferno Dragon on our opponent's side of the map when a Lightning can't do that. All right. Well, it is official. Clash Royale does not playtest their cards. All right. We're going to go in for a Giant here, and we're going to 3-crown. There's really nothing that this guy can do. Yeah, we'll pop through with this. We'll go for a zap, and then we're in a very good spot because we can just void it again, right? Oh, I messed up. I should have voided directly on top of the Inferno Dragon instead of what I did there, but it is what it is. So it is weaker when they do have cards nearby, or you target the tower because you're an idiot like me, and you just reflexively always want to end up hitting the tower to get maximum damage, but in reality, you shouldn't be trying to do that. All right, so we're going to 3-crown this guy guaranteed. I think one of the things that I like about Void Spell is if we go Void like this, and then he drops units nearby, but if I do this and I go for pre-zap, and I zap away skeletons, so then the Void just ends up killing everything. Guaranteed. Like, let's say he tries to protect the Inferno Dragon with bait cards, and I force him to drop bait cards, and then we can make a prediction because we make him forced to drop cards nearby. Guaranteed that the next level strategy that people are going to start doing, a lot of people just copy other players and have good mechanics. They don't really think through their decisions. This is going to be like a top level play. They end up going in for like a Void Spell directly on a unit. The opponent is forced to drop cards, the body block of the Void Spell, so the Void targets more than one card. And then you make predictions on their cards because they have to drop cards into the Void Spell. Like, for instance, you go for a Void on a building, they drop goblins or skeletons to block the Void, and then you just zap it, and then they lose the Void. Like, right? There's no way that doesn't happen. There's no way that doesn't happen. And that was kind of the philosophy with this deck. We have zap plus Void, so our opponent will be forced to drop cards into our zap. Literally forced to drop cards into our zap. Otherwise, they lose their building to the Void for 3 elixir. Where's the building? Ooh, no building. All right, let's just do this. I wonder if it kills. Oh, it just one-shot it. It just one-shot a firecracker. Okay. That's ridiculous. So I guess it's going to be a little bit weird memorizing the new interactions and being like, does this one-shot a firecracker, or can I use it on the tower as well to get tower damage? That was insane. Just one-shotting a firecracker like nobody's business. Doesn't seem very fair. But hey, it is what it is. It's part of the game. Void is going to be a replacement to different spells because it's simply just better in every way. Yeah, it's more versatile. It's better than Earthquake. It's better than Poison. It's better than Fireball. It's better than Lightning. Like, why would you play anything else? This is objectively better. I guess Poison would still be better in graveyard decks because you want the area denial for a longer period of time. But I think that you're just going to play beatdown decks with Void and multiple small spells. That is exactly what the meta is, especially because they didn't nerf Giant because they didn't understand that Giant's strong. They should have reverted the buff that they did to Giant because Giant is like really, really broken right now. The amount of health that it has, it just tanks for a while, and then its range allows it to get damage from a pretty big distance. So Giant really didn't deserve a buff. It was already good in Giant graveyard decks, and then of course it became better because Clash Royale buffed it for no reason. So yeah, I would say that right now Void is just going to be played primarily in beatdown decks and bridge spam decks because you want to break through buildings, and you can do that for 3 elixir. And then if your opponent drops bait cards, the bait cards are kind of like a mind game. Will they drop a bait card or will they not? Oh, they don't drop a bait card. You zap it on an Inferno Tower. The Inferno Tower dies to Void plus zap. You spend 5 elixir. They spend 5 elixir. Not that bad, right? Before you were dropping a lightning and not even killing the Inferno Tower. Now you guaranteed kill the Inferno Tower. And you're cycling to a zap evolution when you're dropping that 5 elixir. And you're cycling 2 cards so you can spam more evolutions. It's just stupid. Like, conceptually, this is not good for the game. Yeah, it's really, 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 really unfair. And it's going to make beatdown way stronger than cycle decks. Cycle decks at least were really strong last meta. So if you guys are sick of playing against Goblin Drill, you probably won't be playing against Goblin Drill that much. You probably won't be playing against many control decks. I guarantee you that the best decks in the game are just going to be beat down with Void. Okay, let's test it against the Musketeer. Drops a bait card, we zap it, which is dead. It just straight up died. That's 3 elixir for 4. Pretty insane. And yeah, that's the way we like it. I mean, we're currently in a phenomenal position already. He's going to go Tesla. That's fine. Our main thing that we want to kill is Teslas and buildings, so then our giant P.E.K.K.A. push can break through. So we're not really caring that much about Musketeer. Sure, that's a +1 elixir trade, and that's good and all, like, good for us, obviously. But it's better for us to use the Void spell on top of buildings. Buildings are where we're going to get maximum value. Almost guaranteed. All right, we're in a bomber here. The reason why we do this is just because if we get a double bounce, then it does a lot of damage and it's worth it. We just got 2 elixir from our opponent, so he's in a terrible spot. And now we can Void on top of his building. Pretty sure he loses the game now. All right, let's Void on the building, as I said before. I think that's what we want to hit more so than anything else. Then we can zap on skeletons. Yep, he loses the Musketeer. And now the P.E.K.K.A. still gives him the threat where he has to drop a Valkyrie on it because he just uses skeletons. Doesn't have skeleton cycle, so he has to waste his Evo Valkyrie. Which is guaranteed died. Very, very dead. Any summer trips planned? I plan a lot of hiking, and I'm actually going back to Boston soon. So I mean, I have a few things like that, but I haven't really decided what I want to do. I really enjoy hiking. I really enjoy spending time with friends. So hopefully I can do that more. You see Muhammad break the most record for medals? Yeah, I did. He got over 4,000. Do you think he'll get an emergency nerf? Unlikely. It seems like the Clash Royale's dev team pace of nerfing things is really bad, so I don't think that they'll nerf it for a while. All right, so yeah, we want to Void on this. I think he's dead because he doesn't have skeletons, so he's going to have to go Valkyrie, but I mean, now the Valkyrie gets hit. So even though the building died, like already, we were able to get another shot on the Valkyrie. So it seems like the Void, because it doesn't it targets new cards in the spot. It's like very strong from that perspective. If it can target new cards, it's a pretty big benefit because like Lightning doesn't really have this versatility, I would say. Lightning definitely doesn't. Void, you just don't want to be hitting the tower, to be honest. It's just not worth it. I'd rather hit the units every time, so I'm never going to hit the tower with it. It's going to be weird reflexively like adjusting to that because you always just want to hit one card. Skeletons are out of cycle, so now the Void spell is going to be overpowered because he doesn't have any way of stopping this, so he just loses this to the Void. He drops the Valkyrie on these units, and he doesn't have anything for the Tesla, and now he's going to have to go Evil Valkyrie, which I guess is pretty good here, but all things considered, like, that was his best option, and the only reason it worked is because I didn't have P.E.K.K.A in cycle, or I didn't use my P.E.K.K.A. I didn't use my Pikachu. Okay, I guess we go Giant, and then we go P.E.K.K.A, and then we go Void Spell again. Actually, we can do something like this. Use the Skeletons again, which is just weird. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do that. We'll go for Void on the Musketeer, to be honest. I think that's fine. Oh, if that was able to hit the Tesla too, that would have been huge. Doesn't matter that much, though. It's not like he can pull another Valkyrie out of his booty. There's no way he can get an Evil Valk. No, he's dead. GG. But yeah, this deck that I'm showing right now, I think is going to be really strong because it counters all the other Giant decks. And I think that Giant is probably going to be the best deck in the meta. And if you play Void with a deck that counters all the other Void decks, you're probably going to win. So you still get the benefit of running the overpowered Giant, but you also get a really nice benefit of, you know, making sure that you get maximum value. Wow, this ends in 27 days, so I guess everyone will be able to get it. I'll play this on my mini accounts too. That's really cool. Pretty happy about that. So I should be able to get the Void on all my accounts. All of our season pushing. Wow, we're already Challenger. We haven't dropped a game yet, have we? Getting elite wildcards, getting the new emote. OJ makes an entire video on just getting the emote. I just get it casually in these. I think like it's nice to get videos or streams on like achievements and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like this achievement is just so easy. The emotes are really, really fun to get though. All right, cool. We can also start working on our mastery here too. See how far we can get it up. Wait, is one of the there's no way, right? Okay, so we're gonna like level up its mastery as well. Or not its mastery, its star. I don't like that it's okay, it's troop destroyer and then damage dealer. I was gonna say if there was like a tower attacker, it would be so counterintuitive because you don't want to hit towers with it. Sometimes spells have like do X amount of tower damage, but if you do tower damage with it, you're just like wasting. You're wasting it so much. All right, we're gonna go in for bomber here. Is Void replacing Earthquake? If Void is replacing pretty much everything, man. It's really, really strong. I'm gonna pop the ability here. We should be able to kill everything. That was insanely bad for him. I don't know why he dropped that in the back. Like, our little prince was able to hit everything. So, really, really good, obviously. We're in a phenomenal position. I feel confident enough to go in for a Phoenix and then go and drop a Giant at the river with a Phoenix. I usually don't do this, but if I'm up a lot and I want to test the strength of the Void, I want to make sure he doesn't have that much elixir. So, we're going to Void immediately on a building. Where's the building? Phoenix should one-shot goblins, right? All right, let's just like Void on the Little Prince, honestly. Screw it. Little Prince is dead, and then we hit the Guardian with it too. Wow. You guys saw that, right? We killed the Little Prince, basically, and then the Guardian went into the Void. So after we overkilled the Little Prince, we still got value. That was insane. Because, I don't know, not everyone understands like the concept of Clash Royale, like how things should be balanced. Maybe not even the balanced team, to be honest. But I'll explain really quick. If you're using a card on offense, you should always get negative elixir trades. Almost always. Because cards defensively enable the opponent to be able to have enough elixir to then go on offense. And it's kind of like a game of ping pong, right? But the problem with this spell is it allows you to get positive elixir trades on offense. That is a huge problem. Think of it like when you lightning on top of a musketeer, it's a -2 trade. Whenever you decide to go for a fireball plus zap on a witch, it's a negative trade. You know, like these type of things should be how Clash Royale is played. Very often you'll see fireball zap on musketeer, right? Like that's just a very commonplace card interaction. But now you just drop a freaking 3 elixir card and it kills it, and your opponent's punished. Your opponent is punished so freaking hard. They have to have the right card cycle. They have to save their bait cards in their hand. Then they have to drop their bait cards at the right time. Then they also have to not get zapped or arrowed when they drop their bait cards. Like, how did they not see this as a problem? Like, I don't understand like what the game design was here. There was literally no thinking. He just added something that's just broken. Conceptually, this is just broken. It has to be really, 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 really bad for it to not be broken. So they did a terrible job with this. If you wanted like know from a balance standpoint, this is really, really, really unfair. And it's like, this is my first time playing it. I didn't even, like I haven't played it before. And I already know it's unfair. So I don't know. I don't know how they weren't able to do that for like, how many days did it take them to play test it or whatever? Probably a lot, right? All right, he's going to go in for the Guardian, right? And then it's just dead. If he goes Guardian, he gets punished. If he doesn't go Guardian, he gets punished. Wow, we just deleted half the knight after killing the Little Prince. We deleted half the knight after killing the Little Prince. This is insane. There's no reason to play anything else. It is so good. It is so good. This deck is actually really strong, too. I'm glad I came up with a good deck, too. That's crazy. I don't see a problem with it. Just keep playing it and then say that there's no problems and collect your free wins. Void needs an emergency nerf? Yeah, dude. It's like, it's kind of fun to play until everyone starts doing it to you. And then it's not going to be fun anymore. It's really fun if you play this deck, like the deck that I just created. This deck is going to be really good with it. I think this will beat all of the meta decks. Like, you'll see a ton of YouTubers uploading giant decks with it. And then we've got a giant P.E.K.K.A deck and we just win. So, we've outthought the meta. We're already one step ahead. We're already one step ahead, guys. Trust. I do think that Evo Bomber will still be strong even when it gets buffed or nerfed to 2 card cycles. That's not going to matter that much. All right, we're just going to go Giant here, and then we're going to drop our Void, and he can't defend it because it just costs too much Elixir. Right? This is going to be so hard for him to defend. If the Electro Wizard kills that, it's kind of annoying, but it's fine. We just do this, and he'll drop a building down the middle, and we'll just use Void. Oh, he just did that. All right, that's worse for him. Did he not see the Bomber? Oh, he's so dead. Yeah, I mean, he was down a lot of Elixir. All right, so Void against Skeletons. Not the best, but it works, right? Like, it does kill the Skeletons. It's just not ideal. So, as you can see, it takes a while to kill the Skeletons. I wouldn't use it on defense against Skeletons or anything like that unless I absolutely needed to. I wonder how it does against Skeleton Barrel or Graveyard. Probably terribly against Graveyard. Probably horrendous against Graveyard. But yeah, I wouldn't use it against Graveyard ever on any circumstance. I would just drop units instead. And then against Skeleton Barrel, I probably would use it if it can pop the Skeleton Barrel and then kill the Skeletons afterward. I guess there are reasons to play it. It's just not the best. All right, Bomber splashes towers. That's huge. How else are we going to play this? We just let the Wizard Ewiz die. That's pretty cool. Let's go for this and just see. All right, that was kind of like meh. It's not great on defense when your opponent drops cards with their Hog Rider. Maybe Hog Rider... Well, I mean, you shouldn't be using it on defense, honestly. Like, it did work against the solo Hog Rider, which was quite cool, though. All right, does the Ghost not hit anything? Because sometimes the Ghost is stupid. And it just, like, keeps targeting, like, nothing. One of the main reasons why I dislike Ghost is because when the Princess Tower or the Dagger Duchess kills a unit that the Ghost is intending to target, then the Ghost can't get his bearings, and he just never targets anything. All right, where's the building, though? All right, let's see this against this. Like, straight up, I'm not going to Evo Zap, even though I should. I just wanted to see against the Inferno Tower. So it doesn't kill the Inferno Tower fast enough. If they drop the Inferno Tower, like, really, 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 really late, the Inferno Tower could give them a good interaction. That's also just, like, one interaction. We're also purposely not finishing off his tower. Right now, we just want to see if this works. Like, I want to use Void as much as I can. Alright, well, we're going to Evo Zap you. And then we're going to do this. We're going to go for Evo Bomber. And then he loses the game. He knows he's dead. The Void just doesn't do that much damage to buildings, which I guess is the only downside of it. But at the same time, it is a 3 elixir cost card, right? So for a 3 elixir cost card, I bet you it does do a decent amount of damage to buildings. It's just like not as much because you assume like something that does lightning or rocket or fireball or poison damage would do a lot more. But you have to remember it's only 3 elixir, so pretty good for 3 elixir. For even tower damage, I think it's fine. How much damage does it do to towers? Just to take a look. So crown tower 69 damage per one target. So 69 times 3, that would be 3 less than 210. So that would be 207, right? Am I not stupid? Hopefully I'm not stupid. It's 207, right? Yeah, it's 207. So it does 207 at max ladder. That's kind of like earthquake damage to towers, if it's only targeting one thing. Still a lot of damage. I think earthquake does more, obviously, but not by a huge amount. So yeah, void is way more versatile. Like earthquake should do more damage to towers too, right? It is an earthquake after all. A natural disaster. Same way I do math? Yeah. So the way I did it was like 70 times 3 and then subtract 3 because 60 is, yeah, 1 less than, 69 is 1 less than 70. I know it's like a stupid way of doing it, but that's the way I do math. Easier that way. All right, what are we gonna do here? We can go like, maybe a zap. We can also go giant. There's a lot of different things we can do. But void hits air. Yeah, void hits air. It's more versatile. So like, even though it only does 207 to towers max, it's still pretty strong. It's still pretty strong. Does Firecracker die to arrows after the nerf? Firecracker will definitely die to arrows after the nerf. Firecracker Eva will die to arrows. That's what my friends were telling me. All right, so almost guaranteed better for us to do this and then drop bomber. Wow, this guy is just not playing very well. That's a super aggressive play. That is crazy. Wait, does he lose? I hope he does. It'd be very funny. Yep, let's just do this. He should lose the game right now, right? Because how is he defending against this P.E.K.K.A? He has like no dagger Duchess arrows. He's screwed. He lost. He played that so poorly. Wow, Void punishes opponents immediately. If they make a garbage play, they get a garbage prize. That's pretty cool. I do like that. Like if someone spams Evo Bomber at the river, now their buildings immediately die. So then you get enough value that you can just like do things. You can actually punish them. Before, Earthquake wasn't able to punish units unless it's a magic archer. You would like Earthquake log a magic archer. But now, instead of doing that, y'all can just go in for the Void. We're going to make him pop ability, then we Evo Bomber on him. Yep, we knew we would do that. He had to. And then we can Void on top of the building. And he loses all this stuff. He loses the building. He loses his units. Everything just goes boom. Evo Bomber gets a double bounce on top of his bomber, and the bomber dies. Very easy. He's going to go in for a drill, so we're going to go Little Prince. We're going to pop ability. And we should be in a pretty good spot. I thought he would go drill, but instead he decided to go in for Evo Bomber at the river, which is interesting. I don't really agree with that. I mean, the drill was a better play. He gets like 1 Evo Bomber bounce, which is nothing. We're going to go Ghost, and then Danny Phantom should be able to clean up the rest of the goblins. It's not that big of a deal. It should splash on all the goblins there very easily. I'm going to go Giant. We're going to go Phoenix. We're going to go in for a Bomber as well. And yeah, we're hard chilling. This is a very fun and easy game for us. This was actually a satisfying adventure. A lot of the ones earlier, I was like, wow, like the card is just pretty broken and not very fun. But this one was pretty fun. Like, maybe just because I hate losing to Goblin Drill, and I've lost to so many Goblin Drills at top ladder whenever I pushed up last season. It's really refreshing to see that this destroys Goblin Drill. When they make misplays or overcommit, like, even though they have a fast cycle and bail out defenses, they don't really get bailed out because they get a negative trade into the void. Whenever they don't have skeletons or something in the cycle, the Tesla just dies instantly. The Tesla doesn't die against the double when it's targeting 2 cards, but it's really, really strong when it's 1. Danny Phantom. Yeah, dude, Danny Phantom's OP. Void is horrible on spam, though, but yeah, why would you use it on spam? Like, there's 3 different versions of the Void. There's 3 different times that it also drops, and you don't even need the Void to get, like, all 3, right? If the Void gets 1 good Void, and then you zap on top of the rest, it's just broken. And Evo Zap pairs perfectly with it, because the Evo Zap has 3 different iterations as well. Like, it has 3 different zaps. So it's just a strong, strong concept to be running a beatdown deck with Evo Zap and also running... Okay, that was terrible. It doesn't do damage. Tiger Duchess still ends up killing the wall breakers, so you shouldn't do that ever. But yeah, unless you're spamming something with it, the wall breakers are useless there. Anyway, Getting back to it, I think that Void spell is really, really strong with Zap because the Zap can clean up all the bait cards. And then you have enough time to make things happen. I think that you're also able to play a lot more aggressively than you should be able to. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of people play very aggressively with win conditions. We're just going to go Void here and then Zap, as I said before. I think this is fine. If you Zap and then the Tesla just gets deleted, right? Like, this is totally fine. Probably not the best interaction for us yet, but it's okay. This is a bad bomber. This is a really bad bomber. Oops. I thought I was going to be able to target onto that, but it didn't happen. All right, so he might pop ability. I wouldn't doubt that. Okay, he doesn't do it. Also goes in for a bad drill. Go Ghost before, and then go in for a Phoenix afterward. Ideally, the bomber only gets one bounce on our tower. Yeah, it was only one. Not bad. Phoenix is going to die. Ghost is going to die. I'm not going to get anything out of this, but, you know, it is what it is. Goblins are gone, too. This is one of those situations where, again, I think that this is, like, a little bit more difficult because he has goblins, and he seems like a decent player. But I think we just win, so I'm not too worried. Hopefully, the P.E.K.K.A can lock into the wall breakers, but I think it only hits one of them, if any. Ooh, oops. Not great. Well played by our opponent. All right, where credit is due. That was a pretty good decision on his end. All right, we could go in for the Void directly on that and then possibly get a good trade. Goblins will end up being a problem, but it's fine. All right, so we want to save our bomber for him aggressively going in for the drill, and then we can get the Evo bomber, and we want to have Evo Zap paired with our aggressive play with P.E.K.K.A and Giant push. We'll go bomber early because he's probably going to go and drop a drill randomly. Preclude that potential. We can also go in for a Ghost and maybe make, like, a good play here. All right, we're going to go for Phoenix. We're going to go in for Ghost on top of the wall breakers that have to come down. And then we'll go in for a Zap. Should be fine on defense here. Not bad, not great, but it's okay, you know. Kind of what we expected. Do this. Go here. Go here. And then let's see how this goes. So he's going for a Zap, but now he has to deal with two Giants. Just don't think that's going to be great for my guy. Especially if I can Void directly on top of the Tesla like that. And Tesla's just gone. It just takes one shot, you know? That's all you need. You don't really need that much. If the Giant's in the face of the Tesla, if you get one good Void shot, that's really it. That's all we need. And we're going to go Little Prince, pop the ability when he goes for wall breakers, and kind of laugh at him. Because if he goes wall breakers into the ability, he's just deleted. He didn't do it. He knew that the game was over. Okay, that's unfortunate. I was really hopeful that he was going to be, like, desperate to a different dimension and just spam his wall breakers into the ability. Also, yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like. It allows me to do these a lot more frequently. It allows me to give my honest thoughts and raw feedback. Like, I don't sugarcoat it, right? I don't record these, like, before the cards go live either, because I feel like things change too often, and it gives you guys the wrong, like, perception of, like, what the game is and what the card is in actual reality. A lot of YouTubers will, like, record it beforehand. I prefer to do it live when the card is actually released in game and as soon as I can, and then give you guys, like, the raw feedback. Like, I'm pretty sure if Supercell watches this, they'll be like, what the heck, Jake? Why are you, like, saying this card is, like, so imbalanced? Like, why are you not giving us... Like, there's no way that they're happy if they watch this. But I don't care because I think it's important to be honest with you guys. Like, they did a really bad job with this. With the balancing of this. It was terrible. Super, super strong. Like, really stupidly strong. And, yeah, it was foreseeable too, right? It's also cool to give you guys, like, the authentic, like, what are the best decks to play it with? What are some tips to play it with, like, the most optimal way? Like, if you play it like that, so here's my prediction. There are going to be a ton of terrible players that play the card and say, wow, this card is not very strong. Because guess what? They don't even read the card description. They'll literally drop it on top of one thing. Sorry, two things. They'll drop it on top of the tower, and they'll drop it on a unit. And they won't understand that they don't hit it on a unit. So they'll drag the win rate of the card really low down. Supercell will look at the win rate. And Supercell will be like, this card is fair and balanced. Look at the win rate. Look at my data. Look at my stats. And that's what the problem is going to be. This card will stay strong for a while. I would probably recommend upgrading it. I don't think that the Supercell will adjust it. Based on their precedent of not adjusting, like, the Little Prince for a while. Little Prince is still overpowered after I don't even know how many balance changes they did. I think the Void spell will be the same. I don't think they're balancing it correctly. I highly doubt that they will. Especially when it's one of these things where a lot of noobs like this guy, he's just dropping it directly on the tower, right? After we identify that it was really weak, when we dropped it on the tower, we stopped doing that. I think it will take a lot of time for people to adjust and realize that you don't drop it on the tower. So, yeah. I try to give you guys, like, actual feedback on the cards and, you know, how to play them so then you don't waste your time. Or, you know, don't think that a really broken card is weak. If you think a really broken card is weak, then you're cheating yourself out of a ton of free wins. Clash Royale doesn't pay you. You speak your mind. You're the realist. Yeah, no, they don't pay content creators directly. They do pay us with like a creator code, and obviously without the creator code, I'd be kind of screwed. But they're not going to remove my creator code because of me speaking like and telling exactly how I feel about a card, right? If anything, it's like the onus is on them to make sure that the game is balanced, right? It's not like on me to lie to my audience and be like, yeah, you know, I think this is good and fair and balanced for the game. Like, I'm just never going to do that. I straight up refuse, you know? That's also part of the reason why, like, when you guys see me also doing a bunch of stuff, I don't know. I really straight up refuse to... Ooh, all right, we go Little Prince. Go for a Heroic Ghost. Yeah, I kind of straight up refuse to end up, like, putting myself in a position where I have to do that. I think there's a lot of people that, like, take contracts for shooter games or FPS games, and then, like, if you take a contract with an FPS game and all of your money is from that, if they don't like how the way that you're approaching things, you're just screwed. But for me, like, all of my money comes from like sponsorships and YouTube channel ad revenue. So like, it's like the creator code helps. That allows me to create better content, and it would kind of screw me over if I didn't have it. But like, I'd be able to still figure things out, you know, is what I'm trying to say. Where like a lot of FPS games, all of their money comes from contracts and like relationships with the developers. Where for me, it's like, you know, I don't really rely on that. It's the creator code, and that's about it. What rarity is Void? It's actually an epic. It looked like it was a rare. Looks like it was a rare. Okay, okay. Will you ever do another 2v2 deck video? I probably will do more 2v2 deck challenges and stuff like that, but it will be a bit. Also, after I win this game, I got to get my food that's at the door. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. After I win this game, we'll literally like leave while we're winning and see if we can come back and still win. I think that would be pretty funny. All right, so we're gonna Void here. I think that would be a bit of a bigger challenge, right? We can just kill the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon's just dead. Isn't that ridiculous? We just slaughtered an Inferno Dragon on our opponent's side of the map. He thought he could defend it. He really thought so. If he dropped bats, we would have zapped them, and then he went to defend the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon still would have died. So no matter what happened, he was still screwed. Regardless what happened, he was screwed. Which is really funny to see, in my opinion at least. Like, there was no way that he was getting out of that one alive. Even though he dropped a negative, like, he dropped a 4 elixir card that should have been able to shut us down. It did nothing. All right, beer back. We'll see if I can do it. Oh no. Wait, we're still live. We're still live. We're still live. We're still live, guys. Don't even fib. It was all calculated for the content. All calculated for the content out here. Whew, we're chilling. All right. That was terrible. You're only going to do like little damage, and you barely even tickled our little prince. That was kind of funny. I guess if you are hitting like more than one card, you might as well hit 4 or 3, right? He's going to go in for a Mega Knight 100%. 100p. All right, Void kills the Inferno Dragon, so might as well. Ooh, it's kind of scuffed. I think the Phoenix kills it. I think the Phoenix kills it. Nice. There's a pecking order out here, and the Phoenix is on top. Always pecking away, giving some quality kisses to our opponent's units. That's all I'm going to say. Wait, that was a terrible ghost, because like the Firecracker dies anyway. All right, hello, Prince. Hello, my dear friend. You didn't do us dirty last time, did you? It did. It really does. All right, so yeah, graveyard with the graveyard with the Void is awful. It's a really dumb decision, unless you're able to hit something of value guaranteed. It's just stupid to be playing it with that. All right, so he loses the Inferno Dragon unless he supports it, and obviously he doesn't. We can Phoenix here. We can go for a Bomber, and as you can see, it's just way better to be playing Giant because you can remove your opponent's distractions and. Watch, he's going to lose the Firecracker. Is it 1? Oh my gosh! Evo Firecracker got deleted in 1 shot! That's before the nerf. That is like when Evo Firecracker doesn't die to arrows. Evo Firecracker doesn't die to arrows in these balance changes right now. And it still died to the Void in 1 tick. That's crazy. It doesn't die to arrows, but it dies to the Void in 1 shot. That's like the first thing. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Sorry about the audio, guys. Dang, that's wild. We haven't even lost a game. It's been so easy. It's been way too easy. Look at us, guys. How many games in a row had it been? So since last season, so we played last night, and you guys can definitely check that out if you want. I showcased a really good deck that will stay strong after the balance changes. I did my final push, and I pushed up 350 trophies in the span of an hour and 30 minutes. I played against top ladder players. I played against people that, you know, finished top 2,000 in the world. Everyone that we played against was pretty good at the game, and I beat most of them. So definitely check out the pinned comment if you haven't already. If you want to see me beat some of the best players in the world. Where was the other guy? There was one dude that we played against that we beat. That was insane. This guy. I beat the ranked 28 player in the world as well. It was insane. Like beating people at this level and winning consistently and pushing up and not losing any games. Like we lost a couple here and there. But yeah, check out the pinned comment if you guys want to see me playing one of my best decks and having another live stream where it was an hour, 30 minutes. Basically beat the best players in the game and just climbed all the way up at the end of the season. Try harding on ladder. Yeah, check that out if you haven't already. That was the stream right before this. But Void is insane. It is so broken. It is crazy. It is so good. Like Wizard doesn't even matter. Why would you play Wizard? Wizard is actually going to be bad because Wizard gets countered by Void, right? Like why would I play it? There's no reason. There's no reason at all. What food did you get? I got Costco delivered by one of my friends. One of my friends went to Costco, so they live nearby and just ended up bringing the things that I needed. They got a couple green drinks for me. The green drink that I always consume. I got like 5 cases of that. 2,000 people watching? Yeah, a lot of people. Can you explain how to use Void or how it probably works? You want to target one card, typically buildings, or high damage cards like a Wizard. Watch it, the Wizard just dies. I spent 3 elixir, he spent 5. It's a terrible trade for them. So you want to remove the spells. You want to use your spells to remove bait cards nearby, or use Evo Bomber, or use Royal Ghost, or use splash damage to remove the potential cards that the opponent is trying to block the Void. Also, dropping the Void closer to your side. So dropping the Void here. Like, for instance, if I have the Giant, right? And I'm going into an Inferno Tower. I don't drop the Void right here, backward. I drop it closer here, so then they're forced to drop units nearby, and at the river, the Evo Bomber can snipe. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that is how you play Void. And this is also my first time playing it. This is my first live stream. I literally just unlocked it on stream, and I've already come up with like the right way to play it. Like, it's really not that hard to think about and come up with. For the developers, they should have recognized the potential of this card and nerfed it already, but they didn't. We're gonna go in for a P.E.K.K.A here, and I'll show you again. Like, what I'm saying is when we go for a P.E.K.K.A or a Giant, we're dropping our Void here. If the Inferno Tower is here, we're trying to clip it here instead of clipping it backward, because we're trying to force the bait cards to be dropped closer to the river so then we can snipe them with Evo Bomber. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Really important to think that way. Okay, so this is obviously suboptimal, but it is what it is. I could have played that a lot better. I'm in a pretty bad spot now. It's still not that big of a deal. I think that with a Little Prince, we're probably okay if we can just target the Barbarian first, and we do. I do think that he played that a little bit better than me, so maybe we lose this, but I don't know. I can't guarantee it. Can't guarantee that we lose. TBH. All right, so that's already dead. Then we can go for the ability, and then we can go in for Barbs, counter with Bomber. So I think we're in a great spot, actually. As dumb as that sounds, like we just slaughtered a building for a +1 elixir trade, right? When you get positive 1 elixir trades, it might not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. Like, it is a very big deal. Oh, he's got Hog Rider. Okay, well, let's see if we can do one of these. See how the Void does against the balloon. There's no way! There's no way I defended that! Guys, what the heck? Yo, that's insane. All right, he's going to go Barbs. Let's go Bomber and win. Oh, he got me. He cheesed me. He's a cheesy, sir. He's a cheesy young lad. I'm not glad that he's a cheesy lad. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, there's no way, right? There ain't no way the Void's bringing us out of this one, bros. Unfortunate. But I only lost that because he had 2 win conditions. I don't have a building, so that's the only reason we lost that game. That should have been a W, but the guy randomly had Hog Rider with Freeze and a Balloon. Like, if he didn't have the Hog Rider, he would have lost the game. Or if he didn't have Freeze. Like, there were multiple issues there. he had buildings and barbarians to counter our win conditions. And he also ended up having 2 win conditions instead of like just having the balloon. If he just had the balloon, he was screwed. We had enough splash damage to kill barbarians and lock directly onto the balloon. That is our first loss of the day. No game sound. Sorry about that. We fixed that right now. Thank you for letting me know. I'm very, very sorry. Will we replace Earthquake and Hog EQ? Probably not. I think that Hog EQ has a pretty special place there. Elixir Collector got an indirect nerf with Void. They also nerfed it by itself, so I don't really know what their game plan or what their thought process was. It was definitely more than enough to nerf, like, as they did, instead of, like, you know, adding a spell that counters it again, which will completely, like, the issue with how Clash has balanced things is they balance things based off stats. They don't play their game enough, or at least, like, from my perspective, the balanced team just doesn't play their game enough. Maybe they do. Maybe they just don't understand the game. But I would say that they probably don't play the game enough. Yeah, they don't. They base everything off of stats instead of like actual in-game knowledge, right? If you understand the game a little bit better, you'll have like a better perspective on how to balance things. But they don't really realize like, oh, if we add this, it's also going to impact other things. They're just looking at stats on when they balance things. They don't realize like, oh, if I add this card that completely counters Elixir Collector into the game, Elixir Collector is going to suck, so I don't really need to nerf it. So Elixir Collector will be unusable, I think. I genuinely don't think you can use it with Void right now. I don't know how other decks are going to adapt, but I don't think Elixir Collector is going to be good when you play into Void. I actually had a deck with Elixir Collector that, well, you know what? Actually, if you have bats and you have skeletons, I think it can work. But you need to have a very specific setup. You can't be running, like, Electro Dragon, Lumberjack, Golem. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work anymore. I'm almost 100% sure that doesn't work anymore. So it really requires a very specific setup for it to be worth it. So like you need like the giant deck with bats and then skeletons. So I had to correct myself there because I did recommend a deck yesterday and I thought about it before I did. I just forgot that I did recommend a good deck about it yesterday. And that will be in the pinned comment. That is probably the only deck that works with Elixir Collector in the entire game. I don't think that there's... Well, maybe there's going to be some other ones that pop up, but I don't think so. Wow, that's crazy. Just dead. Just dies. Just gone. Deleted. Like, that's the only spell in the game that does that, right? Arrows doesn't even do it that fast. And it's so easy and so precise. Arrows has a larger radius, so you're more apt to activate King Tower. This is insanely funny. It's like so derpy. It feels like I'm cheating the game because I'm killing cards I shouldn't. I'm killing cards I simply shouldn't. It's insane. It's such a problem. And it's immediate too. So the opponents don't have time to react. They have to make predictions. And even if they make predictions, I just wait and then I drop it. I think like the next level is just going to be like waiting a split second because there are going to be some weird mind games where they only get a chance to drop their bait cards once. If they mess up, bait cards could just die to the Zapper arrows, right? Doesn't matter then. Or you just wait for the bait cards to pass, and then you go for the Void afterward. This is 3 Elixir, and it's creating this amount of mind games and chaos and Clash. Dude. They need to hire people that actually know how to play the game for the game design cards. Like, they really can't do that. It's just crazy. Oh, it's turning into a ridiculous duel for sure. The concept of it is insanely broken. I think this is probably going to be one of the more problematic cards that they've ever added into the game. Because usually, cards that are problematic, they can be adjusted and they can be nerfed, right? Stats-wise. This concept of a card, right now, as is, like, needs a lot of adjustment for it to be, like, good for the game. Like, so much adjustment. We're still not even close to, like, losing, really, most games. The only game we lost was one that we completely got hard-countered by like 2 buildings, sorry, it was 2 win conditions and then a freeze and 2 like defensive things to kill us. Okay, I think Graveyard probably has a pretty good matchup into us. I don't know if he has Graveyard. I don't understand what this deck is. It doesn't really make sense. There is a random Firecracker though. It also destroys Expo, unfortunately. Well, I feel like it probably wouldn't destroy Expo because a lot of Expo decks have fast cycle cards that you can drop nearby and be okay with dropping. I think, like, Expo is probably okay against it. Likely okay. It's not the worst. I think cards like Elixir Collector or, you know, you're really relying on an Evolve Firecracker or you're relying on a range card. Those type of decks are dead. They're just dead. they don't work anymore. And it's just going to be stacking up a lot of stuff with beatdown decks, and that's how the meta is going to be. It's going to be this deck. Like, this deck that I'm showing right now, I can guarantee you, even though I just made this, this will be, like, a good deck at the end of the season if they don't adjust or nerf it or, like, make radical changes, which they will not do. This will be a phenomenal deck. We're going to Void directly on the Baby Dragon just to kill it. It's dead. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. That's crazy. It's like a 4 elixir tank card. Like, a 4 elixir air tank just got deleted. It's insane. That's so good for us. I mean, really bad for him, but like good for us, I guess. Maybe. Expo also sucks with the meta, let alone Void Cycle. I feel like Expo, again, like I don't think it's going to be worse because of Void. I think Expo is worse into Earthquake metas. Expo has definitely seen worse metas than this. It's not that problematic. I'm saying like decks that really rely on fast cycle cards where they only have like an Archer Queen on defense or something like that. Those decks are just dead. They won't work. They straight up will not work. All right, he's going to lose the Firecracker here, right? Nice. It's gone. Is the Evo Firecracker just dies? See, like, that's a problem. Problem if your 3 elixir evolution dies to a spell. Like, your evolution just gets fully nullified. What's the point of even playing it, right? Like, seriously. How are you going to protect it? You can't. Because imagine you have to drop your... So this is the problem, right? You have to drop your bait cards on top of the P.E.K.K.A to distract it. But you also need your bait cards to distract the Void. The Void is going to work really well with Bridge Ban, where the opponent has to counter Bandits, Princes, P.E.K.K.A.s, and use their distractions on that. But then they also have to use their distractions on the Void spell. And it's just like, it is so problematic. Like, I do not know how I'm going to defend that. I guarantee you I will lose to trash players as soon as they like use one brain cell to figure out how to play the card. Like, this is going to screw me so hard in so many videos. When I try to like come up with new decks and fun decks to play, like I'm just going to lose against this deck a billion times. Like that's probably what's going to happen. I can already see the end of the meta, the end of the season just being this type of deck the entire time and Clash Royale sitting in a corner and just wondering like what's going on. Like that's what's going to happen. How much max damage does Void do? It does 209 to, or 207 to towers. But it can also end up killing... it can kill Sparkies, it can kill Inferno Dragons, it can kill pretty much any range card in the game. It's really strong. If it can kill a Sparky, it can kill anything else, right? So, put that in perspective. There's a bad Void on his end. There's no reason for him to do that. It doesn't do anything. Like, it sure kills the P.E.K.K.A, but you spent a lot of Elixir. Pretty foolish. Alright, this may be a bad Giant, but maybe not the worst. Oh, he's going to have Fisherman P.E.K.K.A. What the heck? Okay. Well, we could lose this based off matchup. I don't expect like to win against a Fisherman P.E.K.K.A deck, especially when I overcommit in single, but it's possible to win still. That's kind of annoying that he ends up having this deck. I mean, I dislike when people like run decks like this and just like build a deck to beat you and don't really like think about what they're playing. There's really no reason to have a Fisherman in this deck when you already have P.E.K.K.A. Like it's overkill. It's doing the same thing. We could lose this one based off matchup and me also playing poorly at the start, but hopefully I can come back and win. He zaps there, which is interesting. Don't love that on his end. I think we're having to overcommit here because he did drop the zap. I feel like compelled to do something, but I think I'm not getting anything. Yeah, I tried to get damage because I knew that my Giant was going to break through because he had Fisherman and P.E.K.K.A. Fisherman does die to the Dagger Duchess, by the way. This is another interaction that I told them that they should fix. If you're dropping a 3 elixir card, it should actually do damage to a tower towards Dagger Duchess. Like, I think Dagger Duchess shouldn't delete a Fisherman entirely before it gets any damage. Or at least, like, not that close to. I don't know. He definitely P.E.K.K.A.s. I just can't win. It's fine. We lose a couple games here and there. Sometimes people randomly will run really weird decks. Goblins have an amazing against Void since they don't get one shot. Yeah, but like you have to understand, like Goblins are okay against Void, but they'll still die to Evo Zap. They'll still die to like you can't protect. You can't really protect your units all the time, and you're still gonna lose. Also, you have to make a prediction with the Goblins because if you like, I've already said this, but if you drop your Void, oh wow, I do not know what he's doing. We cook? Maybe we might be able to cook, actually. I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking, actually. He's going to P.E.K.K.A, I think. Not he just throw? That's crazy. Yeah, he didn't deserve to win it anyway, so, like, I'm not surprised that he threw, but I think he would have won this based on matchup. But what I was saying was, like, if you still take the first Void shot, like, it's enough to kill your range card. Like, it's enough to put your range card at 1 HP. So, probably not worth it, you know? You don't really want your range cards to be at 1 HP. To even protect it, it's like not that great. So right now he's dropping a Void. Interesting. I guess we're okay here. P.E.K.K.A should kill everything. Really bad Fisherman, cycling that into a double Phoenix. I don't really know what was going on there. We'll take it. Alright, we can Void on this. 100% dead. So even if he protects it, like, it's just so dead. That's crazy, right? And then his Void is like hitting the Phoenix, but I mean, it's gonna have to zap too. That's insane that we made a comeback like that. I mean, he did throw the game entirely, but he really shouldn't have had P.E.K.K.A plus Fisherman, man. That's insane. There's a lot of counters that are just unnecessary in the deck. All right, we can do this, and then we do have Evo Zap, so that's huge. The P.E.K.K.A pull is okay for him. It's not great for us. Ooh, I messed up. Oops. All right, let's go for the Evo Zap here, and plus the Void, and I think that should be enough to kill everything. Very cool. Yeah, we just win. Pretty easy comeback, actually. Surprisingly. Don't Void Evo Wizard. Oh, you can't Void Evo Wizard? I mean, I don't know. I feel like we'll be testing Evo Wizard tomorrow or the next day. I don't really want to test it when they haven't made the changes correctly. Clash Royale said that the Wizard wasn't working as intended. So I don't really want to make an entire video or a live stream testing out a card that's like going to get buffed in like one day. There's really no reason for me to test out a card that's about to get buffed in a day. How cooked is Golem Pump? I don't think that we want to play Golem Pump anymore. I think we want to play like Giant Pump with fast cycle cards. And then I think we also want to play like Golem without Elixir Collector. I think that's pretty good. The Void Spill fills my Void. Nice, dude. Good job. Void Spell is unavoidable. That's actually really good. I'm probably going to use that in my video. I would have come up with that, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for coming up with that for me so I didn't have to use my brain cells. Alright, so watch. He just loses the Wizard. It's gone. See how it's 1 HP? Even if he goes in for Goblins afterward, there's no reason to protect it. Like, you have to be ridiculously quick to stop it. The Void still comes down. It slaughters the Wizard. And then, like, your Wizard's at 1 HP. Then you drop your Goblins to protect it. Unless you make a prediction. And then what if you play into someone that has Fireball or Poison? You know what? Maybe the Void Spell is so freaking broken that no one runs Fireball or Poison. Or maybe they run Fireball and Poison with the Void. Then they make you look like an idiot. And you drop your Goblins into the Void because you're expecting the Void. Sorry. You drop your Goblins to protect your Little Prince because you're expecting a Void. But then they switch it up and then they Poison. And they switch up and they alternate between poisoning and voiding. Like, there's just so many funny things that can happen with this that are just so screwed up that I don't know. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with videos, but also at the same time, like, I'm not going to have fun if I try to push at the end of the season because it's really going to be tilting. All right, we can just go for Ghost here and then we're fine. It needs Cast Delay? Yeah, it definitely needs Cast Delay. Again, like, I still don't understand. Oh, this is our first time seeing it. All right, so you guys said don't drop Void on the Wizard. Why do I not drop Void on Wizard? All right, look, it's just so weak. Look how weak the Wizard is. It's a wet noodle. It's really a wet noodle, honestly. That did nothing. That was abysmal. That was pretty horrendous. I'm not going to lie. Like, it should have done more than that. I'm sure the P.E.K.K.A dies here, right? Just go here, P.E.K.K.A on our end. Little Prince afterward. Very cool. We're in a phenomenal position. He's going to Void on the Little Prince. That's okay. I'm going to go Bomber here. It should splash on all of his stuff. Kill it easily. It's a safe bet to play like this, so then he has to go in for his P.E.K.K.A into us. Guy seems like a good player. He's like not bad at the game, obviously. Otherwise, he would have lost by now. And he's kind of winning the game. All right, we'll Pikachu here. Gonna kill the stuff. Ooh, I think we're dead. I don't think we counter this. I think that this just does enough damage to win. Well played by our opponent. We're gonna drop the Void and just see. All right, well, we weren't able to see. He played well. We'll still say GG. I don't really care if he BMs me. I could have played better in one. Did not play better than him. I actually deserve to lose that game. Was he good at the game or nah? Let's see. Nope, not very good. Should have won that game, but it is what it is. Sometimes you play poorly and you lose. I'm pretty sure Void full counters Wizard. Does it actually full counter the Wizard evolution? What's your day-to-day, like Monday through Thursday? Usually I have been trying to do like pickleball or sports every single day or something, whether it's a hike, working out, pickleball, whatever it is. I want to stay active because it like makes me feel better and happier. And then I try to do that either midday or throughout the day. And I also try to record content for around 2 hours every day. Lock in, Jake. You got this. Oh, it doesn't matter, man. If we lose a game here and there, it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to have fun. Okay, so we're going to wait for the Tesla to pop up. I'm going to go Void on that. So again. Oh, wait. We just... Is it gone? We just killed a Firecracker and a Tesla with that. We killed a Firecracker and a Tesla with Void. Now he's just dead because he has nothing for the Giant Ghost. He's down too much elixir. He's just dead. That's insane. We got like 4 elixir for free. And then his dagger Duchess is out of daggers. He's at 0 right now. He dropped his Firecracker when he was at 0. Oh my gosh, dude. There's something so wrong with that. There's something so wrong with that. That's crazy. Y'all saw that, right? How'd you get demonetized in the Prince video? It didn't make sense. I don't know. YouTube has been really bad recently. There's been a lot of bugs. I have to talk to my partner manager about it because it's been messing up our content a lot. It's kind of been unfair. I had a 15-second clip at the very end. It wasn't a clip. It was just like the audio of some music that we had the rights to use it, and then it like demonetized and started stealing our money. Then I just like was like, oh wait, so we lose money when I put out a video and all of our hard-earned work like doesn't make us money? That's so sad because like, you know, if you lose money on something that you spend a lot of time on and you're like, wait, I have living expenses, we have things to cover, like we rely on these videos. It's kind of a problem. So yeah, definitely going to be talking to my partnership manager about that. It showed monetized, and then as soon as we went to go live, it became demonetized. So I think whoever like, or whatever algorithm or whatever was in charge of that, I think they purposely like prey on you and don't necessarily they don't necessarily claim your video until you go live. So then the check for the feature doesn't really matter because they're just trying to get you to go publish videos and then they're going to claim it. So then they steal your money. That's what I think it is. That's my theory because it happened twice and it's never happened before. It happened with 2 different things recently, 2 entirely different things. I was like, wait, what? Why is this happening more than normal? So I do think there's been a slight problem with YouTube, but that is like for a different story. That's a different time. And that's not stress that you guys have to worry about. I'll let you guys know if it ever becomes a problem, if we can't figure it out. But yeah, we should be able to. The system with YouTube is actually scuffed. Yeah, it's scuffed recently. Also, there's like an A/B system where it shows a thumbnail and it actually showed a thumbnail of my face instead of a thumbnail that I put in. You guys saw like some weird thumbnail that wasn't even like something that we created. It was just like a random scene during the video. It's like, wait, I integrated 2 thumbnails for you to choose from in an A/B testing. You pick the one that has the higher retention rate or whatever, and it just picked a random screen. I was like, wait, that's so stupid. Like, that shouldn't be a possibility. We ride at midnight straight to YouTube offices for Jake. No, I know that's a joke. I love you, man. I appreciate you. But also, like, I try to not make jokes like that about like, because sometimes people take it seriously. Like, there's gonna be like 100,000 people that watch this at least. There's a new thing. There's gonna be like one person that's like, oh, that's like definitely gonna do that. He's like, I got you, Jake. I'm riding to YouTube offices. You're like, please no. So yeah, I try not to make those jokes. Usually I make other ones. Void plus Duchess counters Hog Rider as well. Yeah, I already did that. I did it at the very start of the stream. How do they do against Mini P.E.K.K.A? Oh! Oh, that was filthy! Oh my goodness! It killed the Mini P.E.K.K.A and the Wiz, the freaking baby dragon. That's insane. So if you stagger it, so it gets a one-shot on the Mini P.E.K.K.A and then it one-shots the freaking baby dragon afterward. So if it can one-shot something and one-shot another card right after that flies into it, that gets so much value. That's kind of crazy. That's really bad. Like, there are so many things like, oh, it's balanced. There's going to be so many bad players that say it's balanced. There are going to be so many bad players at this game that say that this is fair and balanced. Because they don't know what they're doing. It's going to be so funny. It's going to be triggering for me. Like, I'm actually going to be triggered because there's going to be people, there's going to be content creators in the Supercell chat that are like, good job with the spell. It's fair and balanced. Like, I swear it's going to happen. Or they're going to, like, say, oh, maybe just nerf its damage a little bit. And it's like, no, the entire thing has a problem. Like, it needs major, major revamps. The fact that it just deleted a baby dragon and a mini P.E.K.K.A. for 3 elixir, that's a problem. That's not good. Not good for the game. Also, killing all of the cards on offense is a huge problem. Void Spell gives a positive elixir trade almost every time. Not every time. It's like, it gives really good positive elixir trades that win you the game instantly if you are decent at the game. That is the problem. Right now, the baby dragon's just dead. That is a positive elixir trade. That is very good for us. Obviously not good for him. We're going to zap here so the bomber splashes and kills the archers. Okay, so we just kill a little prince here, and then we can go ghost. I honestly don't like the new spell. Yeah, I mean, I like the spell if they, like, you know, made it fair and balanced. Like, I like the artwork with it. That's all I'm going to say. I like the artwork. I like the concept of it holistically, but, you know, like, how it was implemented, no, not at all. At least it's going to be very fun for my content because, like, I get to use overpowered stuff. Like, it is genuinely fun to use overpowered stuff for, like, I don't know, maybe around, like, like a week or two. This is going to be very, very fun for me. Like, I'll actually be hyped to use these in videos. But if they don't change it within, like, a month, like they normally don't, or maybe 2 months, then I'm going to be, like, triggered. I'll just be like, you play your game? Like, that'll be my thought process. I'll be like, what's going on here, guys? I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. All right, we're going to go P.E.K.K.A. here. We'll go for a little prince. And then that's dead. And then we giant. And we're in a really good spot. This game's over. GG. What do you think of Evo Wizard? It seems really weak. I'm going to be testing it after the buff tomorrow because they're changing some stuff. I'm not playing it today when it's in its weak form. Why would I do a test version of it when it seems terrible? We'll check it out tomorrow. But yeah, I would not use your diamond pass on it or anything like that this season. If you have multiple diamond passes or whatever, it just doesn't seem like a card that's worthy of it. Also, if you guys enjoy my honest takes and just like my viewpoints on this and my pro tips, or just like vibing with me today, definitely drop a like on the video. It goes a long way. It allows me to do this content more frequently. Yeah, definitely drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And subscribe because I put out daily content every single day, whether it's a video or a live stream or just like authentic take on new cards. You guys will always see it. Void is very balanced, dude. It balances the odds of winning in your favor. The most balanced card in the game for sure, bro. All right, so yeah, it just counters Little Prince really hard because the Guardian that gets popped, it also gets hit by it and it counters Little Prince. Spending 6 elixir and it's just gone. 6 elixir is dead. Dunzo. Oh, this is kind of bad Phoenix. I should have zapped because it would have gotten us closer to the evolution. Maybe we can make the most of it and go in for a giant and say it was all calculated, even though it was bad. This giant might actually enable the Phoenix to do damage. Zap here is not terrible. I think it might kill the Phoenix. It might kill the Mega Minion, sorry. Oh, the Mortar. The fact that the Mortar did that was pretty bad for us. But we can just Evo Bomber, and then he's going to go Goblin Gang afterward on top of the Evo Bomber, right? Or does he just not know that that's the right play? Okay, I guess he just doesn't know that that's the right play. Now he loses Little Prince, lost to almost all of his tower, and we can throw another giant. So as you can see, like, this is the strategy that you guys will want to use if you want to climb up. It beats all the other beatdown decks with Giant because Giant's really popular. And then also, it beats all the control decks because you have so much splash damage and they can't use buildings. So, pretty abysmal for them. Okay, so I actually have to use Void on defense here, which kind of sucks. This is what I said I didn't want to do. But it was a necessity. It does kill Spear Goblins. It does not kill regular Goblins. That Bomber was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, but he gave us a position where it could be disgusting. Have you ever been to Japan, Jake? Nah, not yet. I want to. Please tell me if the $30 for Void is worth it. I need to know if everyone is either amazing deal or if it could be not worse. It's like, I wouldn't do it, man. Like, I wouldn't spend $30 on any card in this game. Like, it's just not worth it because you're paying for something that you can level up eventually. Like, I leveled it up without spending any money, man. Like, even if I make money off the creator code and stuff, I'm not going to be that guy that's like, hey, this card is really overpowered, spend money on it, because it reinforces Supercell to, like, keep doing that, you know? Like, I don't want them to continuously make overpowered cards just so people spend money on it. I don't think that's good, man. So I would say no. You can level it up for free like I did, just by playing the game enough. I personally wouldn't spend that much money on it. We leveled it up just by like climbing up Path of Legends and collecting the epic cards, you know? Or, I mean, if you end up leveling it up from Elite Wild Cards, that's fine too. Ooh, I messed this up. Sorry, not Elite Wild Cards, from, what is it called? Clash Royale. Clash Royale is like pretty decent value every single season. If you have the disposable income, Clash Royale is not bad to buy. But I would not recommend spending $30 on one card. Pretty bad value. Who does Zap the Goblin Gang clean up? I saw OJ do it. You don't zap the Goblin Gang and clean up. If you zap the Goblin Gang, then you have no zap for the graveyard. Just because you saw someone do it in one specific situation does not mean it's the right decision. I made the right decision there. If you go for the Void spell on skeletons, it takes 3 ticks to kill the graveyard skeletons. Bad decision. When I zapped, I was hitting the goblins, and I was also hitting the graveyard skeletons, which was way better. But I cleaned those up. There was really no good defense there, but just to tell you, like if you go Void on top of the graveyard, you are getting a terrible trade. It just does not kill it. So like, we Void on the Spear Goblins so the Spear Goblins die, and we damage down the Goblins so then the Goblins will die to zap. There was no other good option. This was the only option that was decent. Everything else was bad. I mean, maybe we could have went Bomber. I think like, what was our card cycle like? But yeah, just because you saw another creator do it does not mean it's an optimal play. Yeah, look, we didn't have Elixir for anything else. We could have zapped and then went Bomber, actually. If we zapped quickly and then went Bomber, I think that would have been better. Yeah, I think Zap then Bomber would have been better. So if you meant that, then you're right. But I think you meant use Void on top of the graveyard. I think Zap Bomber would have been better. Zap on the Goblin Gang and then Bomber afterward on top of the graveyard immediately. But I didn't really think that through because I wasn't really like looking at the screen. But yeah, if you Void on top of the graveyard skeletons, it's the worst play you could do. You're just going to lose the game instantly. Wait, there were some other things that we just missed. I think there's some donos that we missed. Joel, thank you so much for the gift, dude. I really thankful for the five membership gifts out here. Get some hearts in the chat for Joel coming through like a literal legend. Thank you, brother. And then Plap, I'm proud to have you a part of the member squad as well. Probably another few people that did subscribe that I did not see. All right, we're gonna go in for the ability here to just kill the Spear Goblins. It'll deal some damage. It's like not great. I don't think that's super worth. Did it anyway. But we definitely want to go in for a zap. We're gonna go Bomber first so we can cycle a little bit more. Actually, screw it. I think the Bomber retargets on the skeleton. We don't take that much damage. Probably worth it to just go for the Phoenix instead, honestly. We're able to kill the Mortar. I like that a little bit more, I think. Definitely not perfect, but we're in a position where our deck is definitely better than his. I don't play Clash, but I tune into your videos every day. Love the videos. Keep up the great work. Glad to catch the live stream, says Joel. Joel, I don't know if I read that earlier, but thank you, brother. Thank you for the 5 as well. There's also Bilal's. Dude, he says, Ola Jake. Sorry I didn't see that earlier. That is 11 months subscribed to the channel. Super, super lucky to have someone like you in our community, man. You've been here since like, probably since the start that I started streaming, right? I don't think I was streaming that much before 11 months. But yeah, man, thank you. All right, let's just go Void on this. How does this do? Pretty good because we go Evil Bomber now because he dropped a Goblin Gang that he shouldn't have dropped. Like, imagine being forced to drop a card that you don't want to. So, yeah, we got a decent trade. We cleaned up the Goblin Gang. He's not going to go in for anything really aggressive here. We just go Giant again, and we just build up another big push. I really like Evo Zap with this. I think we'll be able to show the right play here. Like, I really want to show Void with Evo Zap. I'm super, super excited for that. That's what I think is unfair. And we will get a good Zap down here for sure. So I'm excited for that. Zapperino. Bomber here. And then I think we Giant and then Void Evo Zap and we win. I think this is what we wanted. I think this is what we were looking for, guys. Do this. Wait, do I not even get to Void? I don't even get to Void. It's just over. Ah, okay. I guess the deck just wins beforehand sometimes. It didn't make sense for us to Void, so I'm not just going to like randomly throw it down. But we wanted to Evo Zap, so then we could force him to go Goblin Gang inside of the Void, and then we would Evo Zap and make a prediction on the Goblin Gang, because he was going to go Goblin Gang to protect his Mortar from the Void, and then we would just Zap it, or, you know, go Evo Zap, and it would feel pretty bad for him. Or just use our Bomber, right? Because we would Void here, right? and the Void would clip the mortar, and then we could zap, or use the bomber in the middle, and the bomber would splash into the Goblin Gang. There's just like plays like that, especially using Evo Bomber with the Void, because the Evo Bomber can latch onto the units there, and then also hit the mortar. So it's nice to be able to get that type of trade where you're using the Void to force out units in front that your units can latch onto, and then chain onto those units, and then hit units that are valuable, or buildings that are valuable. Well, this guy's a top 200 player. This guy might be pretty good. You make really good content, even if it's only CR on this channel. I really enjoy watching your vids. Thanks, man. Hell yeah. Where's the Void event? I'm not playing it right now. Doesn't really matter to me. When the Void tournament or challenge comes out, I'll play it, and I'll show you guys the best way to win it. But I don't really do challenges or events anymore, because the events aren't really worth. It's always worth for me to do the challenge, but I'll never do the event. It's just like not worth the time to do it. All right, always dropping Void on Little Prince is worth. It just cleans up the Little Prince, and then it forces out a lot from the opponent. This guy's triggered right now. He just lost his Little Prince. Down a lot. We can go for the bomber here. Flashes onto his tower, guaranteed. I mean, he just lost the game, right? He's dead. He went for Little Prince. He was forced to. He has nothing else. He might go Skeleton Surround on the bomber. Oh, okay, that's fine. I should have zapped on his bomber, because then his bomber wouldn't have shot and it would have died. But it's fine. We're already in a really good spot. He's top 200 and he already lost, which is kind of crazy. Or I think he lost. He definitely got outplayed. We'll go Little Prince here. He's going to have Royal Hogs, right? So that's kind of a problem. Top 200 player, though. We'll see how good he is. Okay, yeah, this Little Prince dies there. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We definitely do want to zap on the tower. I'd rather go P.E.K.K.A. Then I can still have something on my side of the map, so he can't go Hogs as aggressively. They're going to go very aggressive Hogs, but they should just die. There is a bit of a benefit for us. He's also back to Evo Bomber. Does he do it? I don't think so. I mean, there's a Phoenix and a Giant and all this stuff coming at him. Really hard for him to defend this. Obviously, we're popping ability. So he's going Skeletons. Yeah, we're just going to do this. Just dead. He's so dead. He can't defend this. It's actually impossible. Top 200 player just got destroyed. Imagine if top 200 players lose before double elixir. Like, what beats this then? If a top 200 player literally just lost to me before double elixir hit without any challenge remotely, like how am I going to lose? I don't know. I feel like this deck is just broken. It's going to become meta, and maybe it's going to be adapted a little bit, but I really did just create a monster. Huh, that's insane. Void spell is pretty unfair, guys. Pretty crazy. Pretty ridiculous. I think one of my strengths in this game is adapting pretty quickly to metas and identifying like what is strong and what is not. I might not be the best player mechanically anymore, but I think I'm definitely up there for like deck building. Or at least identifying like what is strong and what isn't, because I've played so much in this game. Which is probably part of the reason I'm a little bit more harsh on the balance team, because like I don't think it's very difficult to like see what the problem is with this, or like how to fix this, or like how bad this was for the game before they like added it in. GG. All right. Wow, we destroyed them. It's not on the menu. The dude called Clash of Clans. This game is collab with Holland, the soccer player. Wait, I'm so confused. What does that even mean? All right. Wow, we're almost Ultimate Champion. Like, we're not that far off. Yeah, the guy was top 200. Very good player. Yeah, 400 in the world last season, or a couple seasons ago, and then 159. So, really good player. Wow. You also experiment with so many decks, so the experience definitely adds up over time. Yeah, I think so too. Like, once you experiment with a lot of different things, you can identify like what works and doesn't work through trial and error. Top 200, but sadly got sent to the void. Yeah, 100%. What do you rate this deck out of 10, the one that I'm currently playing? I think this is like a 9 or a 9.5. I mean, I don't really see the weakness in it. I think like, I don't think it loses to much. Maybe like a Lava Hound deck with void, and then they void on top of your Little Prince or something. I think Lava Hound could be very strong. I don't know. Lava Hound could be one of the few weaknesses. But even then, you could like void on top of an Inferno Dragon, so they can't really defend that way. Probably Lava Hound Barbarians, honestly. Alright, that was a really bad ability on my end. Oops. A bad void. It's null and void now, though. It doesn't matter. Alright, he loses this. He's also running Cannoneer, so he's already at deficit for just running Cannoneer. Mother Witch plus Tesla. I don't know what this is. That was a terrible ability for me. I should have just like dropped it on the Mother Witch because the Tesla wasn't going to counter push. So if you ever think about like, what do you want to spell? You generally want to spell units because the units will hurt you on the counter push and you'll have to respond to them. But if you're not going to break through, you don't want to be dropping your spells on buildings. If you're going to break through, drop your spells on buildings. But if you can't break through, never drop your spells on buildings. If that makes sense. You're not getting anything out of it. Drop your spells on the unit, it's just way better. Oh, he's actually going to activate King Tower against Pekka. Yikes. Let's pop the ability here. Oh, that sucked. If that little prince stayed alive, he would just lost the game. Well, I think he still loses. Nah, he still loses. Wow, I was complaining and I didn't even realize he won. Void full counters RG with Dagger Duchess, I think. There's no way, dude. There's no way. We'll test for science. For science. Void plus Dagger Duchess into a Royal Giant. There's no way, dude. You're crazy. You're crazy if you think that's the case. There's no way. All right, we'll just do this for science. It's not a good decision. Did a lot of damage though. Wow, that. How many hits did that do? Like 1? What the heck? That's a 3 elixir card. Like, can it actually be used to counter tanks with Dagger Duchess? Like, now I'm wondering. Can you just use it on defense as well? Is it that versatile? That's insane. It's kind of crazy. And it also hits air cards. Maybe there's a problem here. That's funny. I think Mother Witch is actually quite good into it because it spawns piggies. He's gonna fireball. The poor man's void. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Definitely want to avoid this as quickly as we can. Oh my gosh, the Mother just got deleted. I'm gonna zap on this and then he pulls the Pekka instead of the Giant. Now he loses. GG. The guy had a building and also a fisherman, so I feel like that defense should have been better for him, but like also at the same time, it's very hard. That Mother Witch just got deleted. All right, let's go rewatch that interaction against the Royal Giant. Was it one shot? Did it only get one shot into the Dagger Duchess plus the Void? Even though it was in the Evo RG, I think it was only one shot. Let's take a look for science. I think it was just one shot on my tower, actually. Pretty wild. All right, so we Void right now. Our tower's at 3,000. Yeah, he got one shot on our tower. It's pretty ridiculous. The Dagger Duchess plus Phoenix and then that. It did a lot of damage, though. It did do a lot of damage. I don't think it's worth it. I think in that specific situation, maybe it was worth it because we wanted to kill the RG faster so we took less damage. But, wow, that's... dang, man. And they're nerfing RG health 9%. Oh, my gosh, dude. They're nerfing Evo RG health so it'll die even faster. Just got to the gym, dreading this workout, procrastinating by watching the stream, says Miles. You can always watch the stream like on the treadmill or something, and then, you know, in between sets while you want to like do that. Also, you don't even have to, you know, you can watch this because it's always going to be a VOD later. Yeah. Typically for me, I watch or like check out like my phone whenever I'm in between sets because you need like a certain amount of time in between just to reset everything. Or at least I do. I can't just like keep going to new sets and new sets. I always take a little bit of time to reset. All right, all right. I don't care if I lose a match, but I refuse to get 3-crowned in this game, says Anthony. Or any game. Dang, dude, you're committed to the cause. Also, this little prince is mutilating this man. Look at that. Super sick. I don't activate, right? No, I do. Very cool. All right. So, I think we just going for the... oh, yeah, I mean, if you're doing that, we just Evo Bomber, right? It's crazy that we can just like Evo Bomber on that and kill it. And then when he goes in for bats, they go back into the void and they die. Like, look at how versatile this is. Crazy, man. It kills bats. It's better. It's like a better lightning for 3 elixir. Like, conceptually, this card should cost 7 elixir and maybe do a little bit more damage or something. Like, legitimately, I would put this at 7 elixir. It's like the versatility needs to not be at this elixir count. That's what I would do. Make it freaking 7 elixir and buff it a little bit so it does more damage. And then like make it do more tower damage. Make it like the heaviest cost spell in the game. That's what they need to do. That's the only way they're balancing this. That's the only way they're balancing this. It's way too overpowered for 3. They massively missed the mark. They massively, massively missed the mark on this. They need to hire like new people as well that are able to balance the game, because this is just not okay. Or like designers that play the game, so then they have more checks and balances. Because there's no checks or balances here. It's just like straight up fundamentally broken. It's so off. Like a 4 elixir difference, like that's what I would put it at, because of the versatility. It's insane, man. It's so good. I'm not ever advocating for people to get fired. Like, I think that they did a great job with what they did with like the artwork and the other stuff. Like, it's cool, like how they integrated it with Wizard, right? I just think they need more checks and balances, because there just were not enough checks and balances here. Like, at all. Anyway, that's my viewpoint on it. It's so super, super strong. Even if the guy is going to have Witch, which spawns skeletons, and then it like stops us from using Void on the Witch, it doesn't matter, because Witch is a garbage card, so we just kill it with the Bomber instead. Pretty insane. It's not that crazy, then you don't know how to play the game, man. Just for real, like if you actually think it's not that crazy, respectfully, you just aren't at a higher skill level, or like even a remotely good skill level. It's really, really strong. They should hire more devs. I need a job, says Aiden. Yeah, dude. By the way, I would never want to get hired as a dev or anything like that, or on the balance team. I'd rather create content and enjoy the game. But I wish that they would integrate my opinion a little bit more when I say things. Like for instance, one of the things that I've been fighting for like, I'm not even joking, like over a year, is everyone should have access to an evolution. Like even if they give a starter evolution to everyone, like every account, when you start off and unlock evolutions, you should be given 1 evolution. I think that was really, really important. Then people aren't struggling through the game and like annoyed because they can't like compete against evolved decks. You need 1 evolution. I think that everyone should have access to it. As soon as you get at a certain rank, you should get an evolution. And they haven't given me a response on why they can't do that. I still haven't got a response on that. And I've been asking them for a year, which is kind of crazy. I assume that it's probably monetarily driven. Like they want you to pay for the evolution or whatever that's in the shop, which I feel like that's probably the reason. Because I haven't got a response, I feel like that has to be it. But it is what it is. All right, so we can go for like Lower Prince in the back, and then we can go for Pecker or something. Pretty cool. Void is not available in Grand Challenges. Interesting. Yeah, I was looking at Grand Challenges to see the stats and see if there were better decks than the one that I created. And then I didn't really see anything. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really a better deck than this right now. Maybe there will be eventually, but this is definitely the best deck right now. I'm not popping the ability. It's just not worth. It's also kind of a tough matchup because he has recruits. I don't like playing against recruits, obviously. Good zap. We kill it. Is Royal Ghost a good card? Yeah, it's a phenomenal card. Reason why Royal Ghost got so much better is because Dagger Duchess kills pretty much every card that gets in proximity of it. But Royal Ghost forces out a response because it goes invisible. So no matter what health the Royal Ghost is at, it's really, really good in the meta because, number one, it's got splash damage, so it already is versatile. But having the invisibility mechanic, it makes it one of the best cards in the game. I'd say Royal Ghost is like an A tier card. It's not S tier, it's not overpowered, but it is definitely a very strong card. Void might make Beatdown meta. Beatdown was already meta. Beatdown was already very meta. It's just made it even better. Yeah, he lost like everything there. That's pretty crazy. And we also damaged that down too. Alright, we'll Evo Zap. And then we Giant. And then we just probably win the game. I don't think we're losing this right now. He dropped all of his elixir, right? Should be screwed. Void here. Melon Void, baby. And then we go in for this on top of the very easy prediction on the Guardian. These just lose. That was really good for us. We played better than him. But also our deck is pretty strong. Like that sequence was really, really satisfying. We couldn't P.E.K.K.A there because I think we would have lost. The Ghost floats over the middle and through the woods if he wanted to. He did just waste his recruits. And then the Firecracker dies by itself. This kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We're going to zap, and then I think we're okay-ish. Definitely not great, but like this is okay-ish. And we'll take it. We'll take okay-ish for now, I guess. Every time he does that, I just wonder what he's thinking. I don't think he's thinking, guys. Pretty good for us, obviously. All right, so now we go for another void, and then we Evo Zap, and we win the game. See, like, the buildings just die. Just a better earthquake. And then we Evo Zap on the tower, so then he can't kill the giant. It's over. GG. We really haven't lost many games today. I think our win rate has been absurd. We can take a look at Royal API and see what the win rate is, but I don't think I've lost many games. And we also pushed the new arena. Champion. Cool. Play a couple more, and then we'll end the stream. I'll probably record a video later. I mean, first day of the season, this is really ridiculous that we've been winning every game. Like, usually we should have a much harder time. Like, I think these people are a higher ultimate champion. Yeah, I think these guys are all ultimate champion. There's no way they weren't. Yeah, everyone's ultimate champion, and we're just destroying them. That's not close games. This guy was, you know, top 200. Yeah, all these guys are ultimate champion. It's super, super easy games. Void difference, my dudes. Void difference. Wow, we lost like one game, and that was like kind of misplay on my end, I guess. And then one game because of matchup here. But other than that, we've won everything. Ridiculous how broken this is. All right, let's test the new deck as well just to see. So I think that this would work pretty well if you want to run Void. Maybe you can play defensive with it and like use Void instead of arrows, and then like spam more stuff. Maybe this works. We'll see. Void broken? Yeah, of course it is. Check this VOD if you don't, if you didn't see how many games we won in a row. You should do a video ranking all the cards in Clash. I'm down. I'm down. All right, we're going to go Skeleton King here as well. Maybe we can go Bats. Buff Firecracker. Firecracker's screwed right now. Go Giant here. This is dead, right? It's dead Tesla, and then... I'm not popping ability, am I? Yeah, it's not worth. Giant still gets a hit on the tower, if not two. He also has Rocket, so it's obviously an Expo deck. It's obviously like that Hunter Expo deck, which is an awful deck, by the way. The only reason it works is if the person is very good at the deck. That is the only time it works. It's a terrible deck, though. Very, very bad deck. Expo is just like so hard to play. It is so difficult to win with, and you have to be better than your opponent almost every game you play. Of course, there are certain matchups that you can win just based off of like, you know, like you just counter some things. But most of the time, like you legitimately just lose based off a matchup, or you have to outplay your opponent. And I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of playing decks that you have to be better than your opponent in every game you play. Like, it's fun to challenge yourself, I guess. It's not really fun to challenge yourself with Expo because the games just take so long. You have to be so good at the game to win with this deck. He's not going to beat me. It's not going to be close. All right, we're going to go Skeleton King in the back. Crazy how Ice Wizard gets shot on Dagger, but the Fisherman's decent. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, Ice Wizard does get a shot on Dagger Duchess, doesn't it? That's kind of weird. I didn't know that. All right, well, we could just chill a little bit. Maybe rage up the Giant for an extra hit, maybe. Evo Tesla is interesting. We do have Evo Skeletons. Wondering right now. I mean, that's just a dead Expo, right? All right, so probably not going to get the trade that we're looking for right now. Guy is obviously going to have rockets, so it's going to be kind of annoying. Forgot that I don't have arrows, which is kind of nice because arrows do a lot. Arrows do a lot here. I hope I don't throw this. I think I shouldn't, but there's always a chance. Oh, that's actually on. Ooh. All right, we're just going to kill. That was really, really, really well played on his end. I'm surprised. He's actually very good. There's no way, right? No way I lose this. I'm crazy. Oh, no, that was well played. Dang. I guess I'm getting outplayed a little bit. That would kind of suck if we lost this. I really didn't want to lose. Also, multiple Teslas on the field is just annoying. We're not going to be able to kill that. We're dead. All right, let's try this and then, like, just spam everything we have on the right. It's probably going to... Yeah, we just look at it rocketed. Wow. I should have split up Evo Skeletons and played more aggressive, and I messed up. Evo Skeletons were meant to be split, and then you go for Skeleton King on one side, Giant the other, and then you win. Dang, that's rough. That's a really bad game on our end. But hey, it happens. He played really poorly at the start and then outplayed me later. Sometimes that happens. You just gotta like be honest. And very, 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 very well played on his end at the end. Stacked up the Teslas, forced me in a position where I was awkward, and I felt like I couldn't go in for a Skeleton King on the other side. And then I felt like I had to defend. It just didn't work out. So, yeah, no, the guy deserved to win. He definitely did deserve to beat us there. Oh my gosh, can we not lose this game based off of someone just randomly spamming at the river? Unlucky. So maybe we don't play against someone that Mother Witches and Lumberjacks at the start. That was very unlucky. I don't think I'm going to play this deck right now because it seems like we're getting a whole bunch of bad luck. I think we're going to switch back to the other deck and then we'll get better situations. But I do want to beat this guy. There's still a chance. It's just very, very bad start. So you never know. Who knows? Oh my god, we got hard countered. Yep, we'll go next. It's fine. It is what it is. GG. This guy won't 3-crown me unless I let him. We'll just say GG and wait for the other one. Other deck is better for sure. This deck is still fine. I just like... when you get a sample size of someone playing well with Expo and outplaying you, then you could have won. And then also get someone super, super luckily having a huge hard counter like this one. That's kind of unfortunate. So never think like, oh, the deck is awful. The deck is not awful. Had a bad spurt of luck. We'll get better luck here. One way to end a win streak. Yeah. One way to end a win streak is cycling your bats into a Night Witch. Or sorry, into a Mother Witch. And then just like losing the game instantly. So split up your bats and don't have that happen as well. Another thing to realize is like when you have bad interactions, look at what you could have done differently, right? Like splitting up bats there is like the better thing of doing it. If you split up bats at worst, we end up getting like, I don't know, a slightly worse trade where in this first situation, but in the second situation, it's like not bad at all. You really have to understand like, oh, why did I lose that game? I gave him 5 Mother Witch Pigs and then he all-in me because he's not very smart and just wants to all-in and roll the dice and see if he gets lucky. So that's just one of those things that people do. Like you have to understand like that's just kind of how the game is. You can't really win if you make a bad play and your opponent all-ins you. And you don't have the right cards in your deck to counter it. So I've made a bad play. I deserve to lose that one. The bat should have been split instead of cycled like that, which is totally fine. You live and you learn. I'm gonna rage here. We should be pretty fine here. All right, we're gonna pop ability because he just used Electro Wizard. Should end up getting wrecked, and then I can possibly just like go in for Elixir Corrector in the back. He's in a really bad spot. As you can see, like, this deck is not bad. We really just got a little bit unlucky. I hate how some people just all in because I lose because I don't have the proper card cycle. Yeah, but you also have to understand, like, why did I lose the last game? Because I cycled my bats and I didn't split them up, right? Like, sometimes you don't have the right card cycle because you screwed yourself over or, like, you made the wrong play. So, not all the time, but, like, that one for me was because I screwed myself up. Like, the bats were bad. Bats were really bad. It would not have been that bad of a defense. It would not have been that spirally if I just, you know, had different cards in my deck or, you know, I played better and I can control how I play. Can't really control the deck there. Just something to keep in mind. That's the way that I try to look at it, at least. We'll try to pop the Skeleton King ability so then we can swarm the P.E.K.K.A. Should be able to kill the P.E.K.K.A. here. I don't think P.E.K.K.A.'s staying alive. Even if he Electro Wizards, that's pretty funny for us. He loses the E-Wiz right into that. It's really good for us. Then we can go Night Witch. So again, we want to split up Evo Skellies. That's generally the better play. Now he's dead. Now he's just straight up screwed. No way he's defending this, right? Evo Skellies are going to multiply like mad. He's going to feel real bad and sad. And we're just going to be glad. Yeah, you're so screwed, man. GG. Pop ability here. Look for another giant, maybe. Throw down a Void and then a Rage. That actually not... Oh, I didn't hit the Electro Wizard. Oh, no. That should have been a lot better than it was. Oops. Well, we're still going to get a bunch of damage, but it would have been even better than that. Kind of unfortunate, guys. Not my best work. Not my best work. Should have been Tower, straight up. All right, we're going to go Bats. Or Night Witch. Should be able to pop the Battle Ram. Oh, that was a good zap on his end. Credit where credit is due. He deserves that. Ask for popping the ability. Now it's tough for him to defend. I was going to say, eventually he's going to lose, right? There's like no way. As you can see, The deck is not bad. It's just like, you know, sometimes you are going to get screwed by situations where you... I just want to show it again. Dumbest decision of my life. Cycling all our bats on one side. Just a cycle. What I cycle our bats on one side. Get to our elixir collector. And then he just Mother Wished to the river and got lucky. So sometimes that stuff happens. You just remember, like, you can't do that. If you want to play at a higher level of skill, don't do dumb things like that. You're going to get punished if you do. So cycle your bats and split them up in the back instead of dropping all 5 of them in one side. Nice hairstyle. Thanks, Van. Thoughts on the spell? I just joined the stream late. You can rewatch the start of the stream and see everything if you want, but it's very strong. What 10 elixir card would you make? I wouldn't make any 10 elixir card because it forces you to leak elixir to get to 10 elixir. Why you wear a fancy shirt? It's not really a fancy shirt. It's just like a collared shirt with a nice button down. I just like wearing button downs in general. I don't know. It makes me feel a little bit more confident. Makes me look better and makes me happier. So generally just wear collared shirts that are comfortable. Generally they're higher quality, so then they feel comfy and they're not like really awful to wear. If that makes sense. All right, cool. So we snipe the firecracker for 3 elixir. Really good trade. It's on offense, right? Basically like an adaptable arrows. Then we can rage this up. Oh, no. Got nothing. It's okay. We can go for an elixir collector in the back. He drills. Ooh, that's aggressive. And then we go skeletons, and then we go bats. This probably is our best defense. Poison's on me. That's kind of annoying. Alright, so I didn't expect them to have Firecracker Poison because I think that's a pretty garbage card combination, but I guess sometimes people do run really weird decks. Firecracker should not be with Poison, though. I don't really see anything that makes sense with that. Like, there isn't a single card combination that I'm like, oh, Poison Firecracker. Like, Graveyard doesn't make sense with that. Like, what makes sense? Hog Rider doesn't make sense with that. It should be Earthquake. I don't know. It's a weird deck. It's a weird deck for sure. Alright, so we want to split up our Evo Scallies for sure. Void here. And then go for Evo Scallies. Maybe we just let that go. I mean, it is Drill, but Firecracker is just worse than Bomber, so... I guess it's like free to play, right? If you're running the free to play friendly version. And Poison with Firecracker. The one that's easier to achieve. Maybe that makes more sense then. Evo Firecracker does die here too, so... kind of crazy. Yeah, like this just dies. Bye, Felicia. Gonna rage this up on the right. Top ability. He doesn't have the right card cycle, I think. Or Tornado. I mean, because he ends up having Inferno Tower, this is like really annoying with Bowler. Inferno Tower, Bowler, Firecracker is absurdly defensive. This is way more defensive than a typical drill deck that we can just, like, kill, you know? Wait. Yeah, this is actually a pretty bad matchup, all things considered. Just because he got so much damage early on, and also, like, the Firecracker plus Inferno Tower and Delivery, like, there's so many defenses with Poison. You have really good defenses for bait cards. Obnoxious. And you're probably okay at the game. With good defenses against our deck. Still winnable. That is one good thing that we have. It is still winnable. Like, not easy. Winnable. Alright, the knight goes away. Bats here. Okay, which afterward. Him dropping that Delivery is just weird. Man, what are you doing? This is crazy. Like, I guess the one thing I dislike about this matchup right now, from what I'm seeing, is like it's a lot. He is allowed to play really poorly and make like overcommitments like that because his deck, he has just so many answers for this. I do think our other deck with P.E.K.K.A. and Giant, it's just a little bit safer. Like, it allows you a bit more luxury of being able to get more value more consistently. This doesn't have as many beatdown cards, so you can get screwed by someone running a really dumb deck like this one. Yeah, there's no way. The Goblin Drill on defense right now is also pretty strong, but Goblin Drill is going to get a nerf, so his deck will be really, really bad soon. Just keep that in perspective. I think our deck will get better. His deck right now is like really, really good in the meta, but it will become way worse by tomorrow. Like he's playing a deck that's strong now, but will become very bad soon. Just because Goblin Drill is getting a massive nerf. So I wouldn't play Goblin Drill decks at all. And yeah, he's playing a drill deck that's about to get a huge nerf. I'm not gonna play this deck anymore. I'm gonna go back to the other deck and we'll end with like 2 wins from that. Yeah, I mean, GG from our opponent. He kind of won based off matchup. Can't say much else other than that. The guy had delivery Inferno Tower with a Firecracker, and then also like, you know, a lot of defensive options. His entire deck was built off defense. So really, 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 really hard for a deck that's offense oriented to break through that, especially when overpowered drill still hasn't gotten its nerf yet. So he had 3 spells: delivery, poison, and also tornado. And then I had bowler, and then Firecracker, and then Evo Knight on defense. Like his entire deck was defense, besides drill, which he also used on defense sometimes. And drill is pretty good against void spell because void spell, it's doing really well against individual buildings, but the goblin drill spawns goblins. So I'm not even a fib. I think that drill on defense would have been really, really annoying, but drill's getting a nerf. Maybe drill's still going to be played. It depends how bad drill is, because drill could hypothetically be a counter to, it could hypothetically be a counter, but it's getting a 60% speed nerf. It's going to be way easier to counter. Like you won't have to predict it anymore. The goblins are going to be way easier to counter, so I don't know if drill's going to be good anymore. Hard to say. Because if drill's getting that substantial of a nerf, then I don't think it's going to be that strong. Also, I screwed up. I meant to change decks, I think. My bad. It's still live? Of course it is, dude. It says live, right? What do you think about Giant Sparky for today's meta? Any tips? I don't know. I don't play Goblin Giant Sparky. I don't think it was very good last meta. It just kind of got destroyed by Giant Lightning. Got destroyed by a lot of decks in the game, so. Wasn't great. Definitely wasn't great before. We'll go for bats here. Void on top of the Electro Dragon. Did I not get the ability down? That's crazy. Wow, I dropped the ability. I just didn't get it. Oh, that would have been such a big difference. I wouldn't have lost the tower. He battle healered at the river and all in me. Feels bad, man. Yep. I think I'm going to play the P.E.K.K.A deck because the P.E.K.K.A deck is just safer. It allows the Void spell to actually have defenses, where this deck, I think, like, one of the weaknesses of it is, like, sometimes you just lose against random bridge spam. It isn't very fun if your opponent drops a battle healer, Electro Dragon, just, like, all in you. He might lose his tower here, but I think he's got multiple small spells, so he should be fine. Yeah, I think we're going to switch back to the other deck. I feel like Giant Sparky just got a lot worse with the Void spell. I don't know, though, because think about it, like, if you are able to protect your Sparky, then you might be fine. But the radius of the Void is so small that it should be easy to get the Void to be onto the Sparky, right? Like, if you have good mechanics, hypothetically. This is really bad because he has Electro Dragon, so I can't go into that. I should lose this. This is a bad matchup in general for the deck. Oh, yeah. Elixir Collector gets rocked by that. Should have dropped Skeletons afterward, but this is what it is. Now I know to make the prediction, I guess. Void spell works well with Golem. I think it does work well with Golem. I think, like, beatdown decks in general are going to be the meta. I think beatdown decks will be the meta. Like, I don't. That's part of the reason why I thought P.E.K.K.A would be really good. If I played the P.E.K.K.A deck, you guys know how badly he would lose this game, right? He would have gotten destroyed. Oh, we can do this. Wait. Wait. Maybe we come back. Maybe we bounce back, Rose. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. Why do you have arrows in this? This deck doesn't run arrows. Bro, I just got screwed. I actually just got scammed. This deck doesn't run arrows. This deck never runs arrows, my guy. What are you doing? What drugs are you on? Why do you have that in your deck? Bro. There ain't no way. Why does he have 3 spells? Why does he have 3 spells, man? That's crazy. He might lose with 3 spells hard counter. That'd be insane. That'd be so embarrassing. For him, at least. This is actually the dumbest version of the deck I've ever seen in my life. It should always, always just have Tornado. There should never be arrows in this deck. What the heck, man? If you win off that, that's just annoying. This is undeserved. Really stupid deck. Like, I play Golem as one of my main decks, so that's why I'm really triggered by this, by the way. Because I understand how to play it. Please, you deserve to lose this. You played so poorly. Oh my god, that is a 100-0 matchup in your favor. I cannot believe you put arrows in your deck. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. You had 3 small spells against a deck that revolves around Evo Bats and Skeletons. I actually do think that this deck isn't bad, though, because Electro Dragon typically counters the deck, but then I forgot that Void kills Electro Dragon. So the matchup isn't that bad. It isn't as bad, but it's bad because you put in 3 spells for no reason. Like, if he didn't have arrows, the matchup was kind of good. It was, like, kind of okay. But just this one stupid card swing the matchup entirely in his favor for no reason. There's no reason for him to have that card in the deck. No one plays that. That is crazy. That is crazy that he put that in this deck. That was very frustrating. All right, we'll go back to this deck because it seems more safe against really bad decks or players that are not very good at the game. Like, I think this guy's rank is going to be, like, not ranked ever, probably. Oh, it's ranked once, right? So, like, at the higher ranked players, they'll run Barbell or they'll run, like, I don't know, faster cycle. Like, he doesn't even have 2 Evos. So, like, obviously he's not at the higher level. Unfortunately, like, he can't even reach the higher level with that. Maybe his deck is constructed because he doesn't have certain cards upgraded, which really sucks in Clash Royale. Sometimes you're forced to play, like, cards that you don't want to play because you don't have all cards leveled up. And that's probably what happened. Because there's no way that you choose arrows in that deck. It's just a really bad substitution. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. It should always be like Lumberjack or like Barbs plus Bomber or I don't know, like an evolved card. And I was wondering why there wasn't an evolved card, but I think he's underleveled. I think he's underleveled because that's the only reasonable explanation. That really sucks. That feels bad that we beat up on someone that's underleveled. But it is what it is. He did still have a hard counter to us because, you know, the random card that he included. But I was astonished by that. That was crazy. Anyway, this deck seems safer just in the meta right now is because there's going to be a lot of beatdown decks. Yeah. I should have lost that game 100%. With the matchup, there's no way I should have won that. But I guess the Void does kill Electro Dragon, and he relied on the Electro Dragon. Like, this guy might rely on Inferno Dragon. It should die. This Inferno Dragon just dies, right? That's crazy. And then the Giant's still alive. And that's a +1 trade. And then the Giant still forces out extra elixir. While we get a +3 trade here. We get a negative trade because the Giant dies, right? But, like, I mean, the Giant's beating out Tombstone. So overall, he spent Tombstone and Inferno Dragon. We spent Giant plus Void. So we spend 8 elixir. He spends 7 elixir. And he takes all that damage. Meanwhile, we get a +3 interaction with the Phoenix into the Lava Hound. So we're up 3 elixir from that. So overall, we're up elixir and we did a lot of damage is what I'm trying to say. You always want to look at it from that perspective. How are the elixir trades favoring? Whose situation is it going in? Where is it swinging in? And you notice that it's like definitely going in my favor by a lot here. That's kind of the reason why Void is strong. Or one of the reasons why Void is so good. It allows you to get great trades. This is kind of bad for the most part because the Barbarians are going to be tanking for a while. But the Inferno Dragon's dead. It's useless. Like, that cycling of the Inferno Dragon. Super suboptimal. Should have been cycled off to the right, so then it would have been able to support the card he wanted. Oh my gosh. With the Void, is that just dead? Oh my goodness. Wow, Void is so versatile. That's unfair. He should have gotten death damage. He should be allowed to get something. For 3 elixir, again, just broken. Broken, you know? Alright, we're going to get him to go Inferno Dragon again. We should cycle 4 cards to get back. We want to get 4 cards to get back to our counter to the Inferno Dragon. The Void spell, the fact that it's so small is broken as well because it allows you to thread the needle a bit more. It's harder for people to block. It's actually a buff that the Void spell is so small. Alright, we're going to zap. We'll go Void here. Do this. And then we'll just go for Evo Zap on defense and we're totally fine. No way he's breaking through that. We still hold our Bomber and the Ghost goes towards the tower. Forcing Barbarians early. And I knew he was going to do that, so then just do this. The Little Prince. Might Arrows. Doesn't matter. Void Spell is also fine. Doesn't matter. He can now go Giant. He doesn't have his Barbarians in cycle, so he should lose the game. I do think Tombstone is going to have a resurgence in this game, though. I think Tombstone is going to be very good. For obvious reasons. I think Lava Hound might be extremely good as well. Like, if we beat Lava Hound with this, I think that's probably the worst matchup for our deck. I don't think there's a worse matchup than Lava Hound for us. I'm just trying to think pragmatically. Like, how am I supposed to kill all of this stuff if he plays well? He's not playing great. But if he played better, I think he wins this. Straight up. Ah, that sucks. Bit of... I think we go Ghost. Yeah, I think we go Ghost, force Elixir there. And go Evil Bomber and win. Yep, he's screwed. GG. But yeah. Does around 200, right? So now he's forced to go in for an Inferno Dragon, which we should be able to void on. Unless he protects it, which I don't think he's going to. There's no way. Goodbye. And then he's not back to Barbs. We zap here. Skeletons die. Giant's still alive. And then we pop ability. That's good. But yeah, I think that matchup is actually pretty tough. Because he's got Tombstone. So your Void can't break through the Tombstone like it can for a Tesla or an Inferno Tower. I bet you Tombstone is going to be meta. Tombstone has to become meta. Has to be. I think Tombstone is going to be very, 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 very strong in the Mist meta. Because it spawns skeletons, so you can't kill the Tombstone. But I think that there might be Tombstone Giant decks or Tombstone Golem decks. Like, maybe something like this. And then we put in a Tombstone for better defenses. Then the Void can't break through. Probably like... Where's our Void at? Yeah, maybe something like this. This might slap. Let's try it. Just made it, you know? Spiced it up on the spot. Tombstone, never used it. No, that was really creative from our opponent. The opponent built a really good deck. Like, the Tombstone was smart. The Tombstone was really, really good. I like that a lot. I think the Tombstone was a good card to integrate into your deck. Tombstone back, never used it. Yeah, I think Tombstone is going to be back. That's my prediction. Because it's kind of hard to counter. Can you try GG Sparky deck with Void? I could. I don't really want to, though. I'm not a huge fan of Sparky. I don't think that Sparky's going to be top meta. I'm trying to show like what I think will be the best decks in the game. And I don't really want to experiment with cards that I don't think will be that way. Because it's kind of a waste of time then. Rather show the cards that I think will be best. Imagine trying to be pay to win. I'm not pay to win. I didn't spend any money to upgrade it. You can rewatch the VOD. I did it all on stream. All right, we're going to go Golem in the back. I think Void is kind of balanced. You don't know how to play the game then, unfortunately, my guy. Which is okay. You're not supposed to. Like, everyone's supposed to be good at the game. Like, it's kind of hard for everyone to be good at the game, but yeah, it's very broken. All right, we just want to kill this balloon. Or it takes my... I'm stupid. Oh my gosh, he's going to have an Inferno Tower? All right, let's see Void versus Inferno Tower. No way it kills, right? That's bad, right? It's dumb. All right, so this is one of those situations where I didn't expect to get lumberjacked like that. I think I've been getting lumberjack ballooned way too... Or just lumberjacked at the river whenever we're in a bad spot. Maybe the P.E.K.K.A deck's just better. I mean, we're testing. We're experimenting with stuff. I'm just saying, like, I think Tombstone, if our opponent's relying on Void, would actually be very good. But I don't think this guy's even using Void. Which is whatever. I think that this deck, or like decks with Tombstone, will be integrated in the meta once the meta is more mature. But when people are not using Void, like the Tombstone just isn't great. It's like okay, but it's like not S tier. Tombstone will probably be an S tier card when Void is like played a lot. Do you think the Giant Graveyard will be bad this season? I don't know. I don't think so. Also, why does this guy have a Mega Knight Inferno Tower? Oh, that Inferno Tower was annoying. Like, the fact that we saw Mega Knight and we saw Inferno Tower is like, well, Inferno Dragon dies, but like, Mega Knight doesn't with Inferno Tower. A little bit different there. Arrows, kind of annoying, but whatever. All right, we're going to do this. We do want to kill the archers if possible with the explosion of the golem. It doesn't seem like we're going to win this one, guys. I tried my hardest, but this one seems like a pretty tough one. Sometimes you can't really anticipate like the random cards that Mega Knight players have in their deck. I really did not think that this guy was going to have arrows with his version with Inferno Tower. Inferno Tower is really bad with golem decks, by the way, if you guys are unaware. Because Inferno Tower doesn't give you counter push, so it just shouldn't be used in a golem deck, but wow, even at freeze? That's crazy. Yeah, Inferno Dragon is better. You need to stream where I have my mod. It's Storm, by the way. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me know later. And then I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I can mod you. You have to let me know like your account on a different platform instead of on here and saying that you're one of my moderators, because there's no way for me to validate that. Because then I could moderate someone that just starts permanently banning people. Beatdown decks means that there's a tank. So something like a giant, a golem, elixir golem, something like that. Those are pretty strong. I don't think Void is strong against most cycle decks. You're definitely wrong. You are definitely wrong. It's very strong against cycle decks. You can just remove the cycle cards by using your Bomber, Rail Ghost, Evo Zap. Like, you have to build a deck that works well with it. Brother got hit hard by the mid-ladder special. I did. I really did, man. Like, I'm not even gonna fib. I really got smacked by the mid-ladder special. The deck was awful that we lost to, but it is what it is. I think that golem decks, when you make calculative decisions, a lot of times, since the elixir cost is really high, you can't really come back if you're wrong. If you make a high probability play, but then you just play against something that's weird, I really like come back from that. Also, I don't think I played very well either, but yeah. If I did, and then I lost because of the Inferno Tower, like that, there's really nothing you can do there. Oh, I messed up. Oops. No! Walk into the void. Oh my gosh. We just donated 3 elixir. There's no way I just did that. There's no way, guys. Erase that from your memory. Like I erased my elixir. Okay, he just wasted 2 elixir from the log. All right, we're fine. Opinion on Evil Wizard. Versatility of his shield should slap. It's not that strong right now. It's about to get buffed. But we are playing against it right now, so we'll see. What do you rate Void out of 10? It's like a 9.5. It's really unfair. It should be nerfed immediately. Really, 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 really bad for the game. In this type of deck. In the deck that I'm currently playing, it's really unfair. Wow, the wizard just doesn't seem like it's that strong. I mean, it was into a P.E.K.K.A, so maybe it's going to be better when you like one push man with a wizard like Sparky push. Wizard Sparky Goblin Giant or Wizard Giant Sparky. I feel like that might work pretty well. Alright, so watch. This is the reason why the why it's broken. The wizard's just dead. Watch. Even if he drops big cards, just dead. That's 5 elixir just wasted. Kind of crazy. And then he loses the Evo Knight. Then he loses the mini P.E.K.K.A again. And then he just constantly gets spammed by me. And then maybe he pops the ability. It'd be really funny. I hope he does. Hope he pops the ability so he gives me a bomber. He's definitely gonna pop ability, right? Even if like he doesn't, then we just Evo bomber it. And then we get the double bounce. Beautiful. All right, we go Lord Prince, and then we go in for another Giant at the river, and then we just keep spamming. And then he goes Wizard, and then we use the ability on it. I don't know how it works into the Evil Wizard, but we'll find out. Y'all were saying don't do it into the Evil Wizard. What's the downside of doing it into the Wizard? Someone let me know. What is the downside of doing it into the Wizard? Y'all were saying never do it. I'm not going to do it, actually. I want to do it into the Lord Prince. Oh, you got me. I'll play there. I mean, it's still not bad. Dropping like a lot of stuff nearby. I'm annoying. Wait, I need to drop this so I don't lose the tower. Holy, that's kind of crazy. He went in for it, man. He went after it. All right, so this is one of those situations where all I have to do is go in for a giant and then keep the wizard in place and then ruin him. He knows what's happening. He knows what's coming. He has to know what's coming for him. Hey, he's going to NATO as well. He's spending so much elixir. That must be miserable because you just take so much. How much you can do there. All right, we do this. If I don't get this down, I'm screwed. But I should have gotten it down. I did. All right, let's test it for science. It just dies. That's an evolution dead for 3 elixir, guys. Yeah, that's not really good for the game, honestly. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, people are like, oh, this is fair and balanced. It's really not, man. There's no way it is. All right, we're just going to use the void on the tower. Why not? Get the damage. And then just keep spamming. Because he's down with no daggers from the Duchess, and he's going to get daggered down. I already know he's about to get daggered down, dudes. For real, for real. We're just going to get the tower damage at 200. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I just want the tower damage at this point. And give me a giant shot. Yeah, now you're dead. GG. See how I went for the tower damage instead of trying to hit units? Because I knew I would win with the Dagger Duchess. And, like, well, not a Dagger Duchess, just with the Void spell. It does more damage when it only hits 1 unit. I guess it's easier to potentially, like, block, right? But imagine you're getting spell cycled by the Void spell and other things. Man, it's crazy. All right, so we're going to win one more game, and then we'll end off that. We'll get the last game of the day. Did it have a shield? It did. It still died. Still died. It full kills Evil Wizard. Yup. Full kills Evil Wizard. Full kills Evil Wizard right now. Insane. All right, we're going to go for Bomber in the back, and we'll see what happens. Wait, this guy's really good. Wait, this is the best player we played against all day. This is the best player we played against all day. I have played against him a lot at top ladder. Whenever I push up, I always play against this guy. He's very, very, very good at the game. Super good. This guy might be better than me, and we're playing against him right now just for the memes with the new test. This will be the best win of the day if I can beat him. That'd make me very happy. So, let's see if we can beat Mr. Bobberry. Lock in? Yeah, we have to. If I lose this, we'll play more. I don't want to lose, though. I really don't want to lose. He is better than me, but I really want to beat him. Okay? Zap to reset. Very cool that the Phoenix pulls that back. That's huge. Oh, Phoenix is still alive. Yo. Go for this. Let me go Ghost at the river. And then we Pikachu him. He's not going to be ready. Oh, Bobberry. You are, you're basically like, you know, if you guys have ever flown Finnish Airlines, Bobberry got turned into blueberry juice. Yeah, blueberry juice. It's a real thing if you go to Finnish Airlines. I think it's Finnish Airlines. I don't know. Whenever I go to Finland, I have the blueberry juice. It's OP. The best drink that I've ever had in an airport or on a plane. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a Bobberry that's gone insane. Bobberry is not having a good time getting bounced on by the bomber, though. I got to be real with y'all. He is not an enjoyer of that experience. And watches the fisherman dies, and he does 0 damage. So I'm locking in against Bobberry because he's extremely good. He gets my respect. He gets my respect. This is the first game that I've really tried hard. All right, so we know that the fisherman is out of cycle. So we're going to spam more stuff at him. Golden Knight's a trash card. It's actually like the worst card in the game out of all the cards that you could have played. Bye, Bobberry. You do not have a wizard anymore. So Bobberry's trying to have fun, and we are extinguishing his fun today. We are ruining it. We have ruined his day. I'm sorry, Bobberry. It has to be done. He's very, very good at the game. So he has recruits right now to fishermen, so I'm not super enthused about this experience, but we could zap and mess up the fisherman. Or zap and go in for the ability, the other thing. Let's void first. Just dead. It's just straight up dead. Then we pop the ability, knock back the Electro Giant, and then we go in for the bomber. So I'm telling you right now, everyone is going to be using void. Every single person is going to be using void. And this is going to be the best deck in the game. I know it. I can sense it. Like, this will be the best deck at the higher levels of play. It's going to beat everything. I'm so happy we cooked up a great deck. Because beating players that I play against when I actually try is a good feeling. Like this guy, I play against whenever I push the top ladder all the time. He's very, very good at the game. He's my skill level or better. He's top 1,000. I can't tell you how many times I played against him. Like so many times. Whenever we push up, whenever I decide to push up to top 1,000-ish, as you guys can see, I'm always playing against him. So it's nice to see someone at my skill level and still slap him. Very fun stuff. If you guys want to copy this deck, I would highly recommend. It's the best deck that I've come up with today. And, you know, it works perfectly with Void. You can rewatch the video to see how I did it. Also, if you guys want to see what I did to climb up at the end of the season, I won practically every single game I played without Void. So if you want to see a deck without Void, it shows the giant deck without Void, and it's really good as well. And that'll be in the pinned comment. I played this with arrows and no Void spell, and I climbed up from 2,100 trophies to 2,500 trophies in the span of around an hour and 30 minutes. I was beating ranked 28 players. It was just a really fun time. So against mid-ladder players, maybe this is a little bit worse. Just don't cycle your bats on the same side and you won't lose as often. That's the one thing that we learned. Never cycle your bats in the back and the same side. You'll take losses a lot against Mother Witches. But other than that, this deck is really strong. Replace it with arrows or void, depending on what you want to do. That will be in the pinned comment. Highly, highly recommend you guys watch that video. It was just a really fun stream. It was one of my favorite streams that we've done in a while. And yeah, it'll be in the pinned comment for you guys to check out. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily content, and stay connected because I'm testing out the wizard tomorrow. So if you guys want to be tuned in for that content, drop a subscription, and yeah, stay tuned because I'll be testing out Harry Potter as soon as he's buffed and reworked to be where he's supposed to be. So he just doesn't die to like the void spell instantly. So maybe he'll actually be playable, hopefully. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And thanks for being here. Love you guys.